Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 4 of Elevated Podcast. Today, I'm joined by Dom once again.
My man.
Dom, it's been okay. Before I continue with everybody else, it's been a month, Dom. It's been a month since we first started. Just we gotta do something else, Dom. We gotta do something else besides my man. You know.
Oh, okay.
I'm also
My
joined.
guy.
There you go. I'm also joined by Matt.
Hello. How's it going, Neanderfolk?
And Trey.
I'm dying inside.
You said
Oh,
that
there
weeks
he
ago
is.
You
as
said
well.
one 50 times too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mine's always depressing. What are you talking about?
Man, last podcast was very energetic, highly energetic. It was nice and heartwarming, and automatically this one just starts off with depressing.
Yeah. Thanks to the emo kid.
Last one of 2017, though. Last elevated podcast of 2017. We did 4 of these hoes. It was nice while it lasted, but this is our last one ever.
2017 sucked.
I love 2017. What you mean?
I hate
Yeah, bro,
2017. It was a really
tw-
bad year for me.
2017 brought us rape allegations, Trump,
Net neutrality.
Yeah, net neutrality. I don't know. It was. I
Grandmother
mean,
dying.
there was some bad things, but overall it was an okay year. But we have a special, probably 2-hour episode for you guys today. We're gonna be talking about our top video games, movies, failed promises in video games and movies, and stuff we're gonna be looking forward to in 2018. And I believe some Resident Evil DLC stuff because Trey hates it for some odd reason. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty cool podcast. So sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, tissue, lotion. It's gonna be awesome. And who wants to kick it off?
Tissues and lotion. Time to do some ASMR up in here. Alright,
No.
that nice big
No.
bowl of soup. Alright.
No.
Taking that nice
No.
breath of steam.
Oh
and
my god. Oh my god.
Stop.
Enough's enough. So the first segment is gonna be our top video games of 2017. You guys want me to start this one off?
Sure, man.
All
Go
right.
for it, brother.
All right. So in this section of the podcast, we can pick just about any video game we played for the first time in 2017. It doesn't have to be a 2017 release. So here's my list. Life is Strange, and this isn't in any particular order. It's just games I really enjoyed playing in 2017. Life is Strange. All 5 episodes were amazing. I especially love the soundtrack of this game. The story itself was honestly beautiful. I almost cried at the end of this game because I killed whatever her best friend's name was. I don't remember. But this,
Chloe.
yeah, Chloe. Shit.
Spoilers, by the way.
This game's bound for like 2 years. No spoiler. But
Yeah, but
this
you don't know. They
No,
could have played
man.
it for the first time like you did.
right. But this game, dude, like just went through me in this game, and I thought like another thing that was like really attention grabbing about this game was the art style. And I'm used to like when it comes to these type of games, I'm used to like the Telltale art style, but I believe I want to say Square Enix made this, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it was Square Enix.
Yeah. That's
I really think they should do more of these type of video games in the future, like these decision-based video games with like that cartoony art style. I thought that was pretty unique in its own way. Next up on my list though is The Lost Legacy. That's a 2017 release. I thought that game personally was just one of the best not Nathan Drake based Uncharted games. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the Uncharted like universe, you know, and I'm interested to see how they're going to expand the franchise without Nathan Drake, because Nathan Drake has always been the front man of the franchise itself, and I'm curious to see how far they will go without Nathan Drake. I thought the art style of this game once again was great. I actually haven't finished it, but just from looking at the visuals from this game, it looks amazing, especially running the PS4 Pro. So The Lost Legacy is easily one of my favorite games of this year as well. Also, I played Rainbow Six Siege for the first time this year. I've been playing that quite a bit lately. That game, just by itself as a tactical shooter, one of the best shooters I played in a long time, probably since like Black Ops 2. Everything about it, especially if you're playing with friends, is I mean, it takes a lot of skill to play, and no one can argue that. And then my last big like favorite game of 2017 has to go to Tales from the Borderlands. I recently finished this game, have it platinumed and everything, and not only I mean the Telltale art style, you can't go wrong with this, an awesome game engine they're running on. But the soundtrack, the story, the character development, and some characters that actually died in the story, I was like, I really don't care because they just didn't build like that character up well enough. But I tried saving all the characters I did care about in that story because emotionally they grasp onto you, and it was a very good roller coaster of emotions while playing Tales from the Borderlands. So those are my top games from 2017 there.
Pretty good list, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest.
A lot of those games played myself. I loved a lot of them too. Especially
Yeah.
the decide your own decision games, which are really. I think a lot of people skip those games because they think they're not really game-esque. They're more like movies. But
hmm
I don't know. They're one of those games I feel like is overlooked a lot because people think they're not like full-on games, but they're really impactful when it comes to storytelling.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, to me, there's two types of games. There's story games, and there's like the fun games you can just play and enjoy the gameplay of. And like I don't know, I'm one of those people who's more of a multitasking gamer. I just kind of like that about me
Hmm.
because
But
I
don't
can
forget, there's
play
also
story
there's
games.
also the games that you really want to just hate yourself for even playing. Sit
Oh, yeah.
there,
Yeah.
just
Guilty
punch your TV
pleasures.
in half.
Oh, wait, can I go next?
Yeah,
Sorry.
man. Go for it.
Alright, so for me, like, Jalen is, like, no specific order. For me, I'm gonna go, like, my first one is probably Telltale Batman. I can't even, like, explain how much fun and emotion I had in that game. It's just, when I first picked it up, I was like, okay, this is just gonna be another Batman game, because I'm pretty sure that was my first Telltale game, actually. And the amount of like it was just I can't like I said I can't explain the music, the characters, the voice acting was just so good. Um, I would have to put it as probably one of my favorite games I've played in a long time. I mean, one of my favorite story games ever since AC2.
hmm
But the second game I'm going to say is Resident Evil 7, which what we know as probably some people's favorite RE game right now. It was so horrifying going in a first person. It brought back the horrifying feeling of Resident Evil stuff, like Resident Evil in general. And some people in this party don't like the DLC for it, but me personally, I like it. It's solid DLC, and
I want
if
to
you
clarify
don't
that's not me.
certain someone emo. What?
Oh, call
But-
out.
Okay, boy.
My third game, I'm probably gonna have to say Battlefront 2. It's getting a lot of hate just because of its microtransactions, but like I said, I mean, every time we mention it, I think it's a legit good game. I kind of find I've had more fun out of it in the last few weeks than I had with like the last few months with Battlefield. So I mean, it's my personal opinion though. It's like I respect anyone's opinions, but it's better than the first Battlefront, the 2015 one anyway. Uh, my fourth game, which it's been out for like a couple years actually, is I'm going to have to say Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's kind of a weird selection for me, but I enjoyed it. There's not like too many Spider-Man games for next gen, for at least PS4 anyway. So I had a good experience. Like the map was actually a really good size. The side quests I actually enjoyed playing. The villains in the game, spoilers for the last boss, which is Carnage, was so fun. It was just invigorating, and I don't have that many experiences with like Marvel games anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah, and my fifth
Definitely.
and final game is actually AC Origins. that game probably saved the Assassin's Creed series definitely because it was going downhill with Unity, and personally, I didn't like Syndicate. So, I mean, its leveling system, its crafting system, the AI is amazing. The story is driven.
Yeah, that's pretty solid list, dude. Honestly, I personally haven't played a lot of those games just because I didn't have a PlayStation 4 through a
Yeah,
lot of 2017. But I did hear Resident Evil 7 really like sparked up the Resident Evil franchise. And I'm probably going to have to pick it up pretty soon. But I heard it really just brought back a lot of old fans who really love the classic horror vibe from Resident Evil and were
yeah,
kind of turned away whenever it turned more into an action game. So, and I personally I got into Resident Evil, like my first Resident Evil game was Resident Evil 5, and that's when it was already a well-developed action game. So I was kind of wondering to see what it would look like as a horror game, you know? And then
yeah,
same thing with Assassin's Creed Origins, just like you said, it saved it, just like Resident Evil saved Resident Evil. It saved Assassin's Creed. Personally, I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed fan, but just from playing a couple of the games, that being like a lot of the older ones from like the Ezio trilogy and stuff like that,
yeah,
I can see how a game that's been going on for 10 years can get dull, and then a game like Origins that comes out with a lot of new features can come out and bring a lot more stuff to the table for fans. So I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
solid
Heck yeah.
list.
hmm Um, so, if somebody else go next, I mean, I can go.
You can
You
go,
guys want?
Matt.
sure.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
man. All right, so I have 5 games obviously I really liked. I also have one exception, which is just some what do you call them, like pay homage to the game.
Hmm.
Didn't make my list, but I really liked enjoying it. These games have been out for a while now, and they're really good story games. It's the Walking Dead Telltale Collection I've been playing recently. Got it for Christmas. Um, they're all the same. They're the exact same games you guys have played in the past, but they really up the graphics and the frame rate and a lot of it, and just makes it a lot more smoother gaming experience. And it's just really sucked me back into the Telltale series, and it's a really good games if you guys are ever interested in buying them, even if you've played them before. So that's just more of a honorable mention for me, I guess.
Hmm.
But now getting to the main list, I'm gonna go in the order they were released just because I have them set up that way. So my first game I really liked this year was RE7. Like Dom said, it was a really good horror game. It was also a good action game. I mean, story was decent. I really liked the story a lot, especially in the first half. And just like it brought fresh air back into the Resident Evil franchise. I mean, I was never a Resident Evil fan until I played 7. I've seen gameplay from the other ones, but I never really played them. So 7 was really cool to me to like get, brought back into that game series and stuff, and kind of see what it's all about. And after playing it, it made me really want to start playing them. So I went back and played 4 and 5 and 6, and it was really fun playing them. Even the action-packed ones I enjoyed, but 7 for me was just really good. I haven't played a good horror game for a long time. And it was good to
Yeah.
see that somebody actually wanted to like take their time and realize, hey, you know what, let's go back to the roots. You don't see that a lot nowadays. Nowadays, you see people wanting different changes to games, different styles, but I don't know. It felt like the '90s again, in like a newer version, if that makes any sense. Because the '90s had like number one, it was like the same thing, just first person. So it was really cool to me and fun to play. Number 4 on my list, I have Horizon Zero Dawn. I love this game, graphics, story, everything, characters. It's honestly the next Skyrim. That's what I've been hearing people compare it to, and I really got to say it lives up to its name. It's going to be a game that's going to be talked about a lot in the coming years, I feel like, and there's still DLC coming out for it. I haven't beaten it fully yet because there's a lot of games that came out in that same period of time. So I got halfway through the game, but I'm definitely going back and revisiting it now, and it's such a beautiful game. It's I don't know what to say about it. It's just a really great RPG adventure game. Honestly, one of my favorite PlayStation exclusives of all time, competing with Last of Us and Uncharted. And yeah, I just recommend it for anybody who just loves adventure and Skyrim and just those types of games. It's really good. Then next up on my list, I have Ghost Recon Wildlands. I mean, yeah, you know what? Maybe it's not the best game in the world. There's a lot of glitches to it and bugs, and the graphics are really good. But in general, for me, I just really liked Wildlands. It was fun co-op experience with friends, just to mess around, do some stealth
Predator
sequences,
DLC.
just what? Oh yeah, Predator DLC. And all that. It was just a really good game. Like they're keeping it updated from now on. There's 2 expansion packs. I even playing it solo with yourself, it's just really fun because you can just like explore the world and take in the breathtaking scenery and stuff. And It's pretty much Metal Gear just online, a better version of the one coming out, by the way. But that's a different topic. If you're really into co-op and multiplayer games, I'd recommend playing it with your friends. It's really fun, and you guys have a lot of enjoyment out of it. Next up, I really liked Uncharted Lost Legacy, just like Jalen said. Really great game. Huge fan of the Uncharted series. Uncharted 4 was amazing. Really sad to see Nathan Drake, leaving the spotlight, but I have faith in the Naughty Dog, and I feel like they're going to keep the series going for a long time. Especially with Lost Legacy, with Chloe Frazer and stuff, and exploring her past. It was a really, really thought-provoking game, and showing different sides of these characters we've met, but we never saw before. And it's like, there's a lot of lore they can explore, too, with a lot of these characters, like different backstories, and different myths and legends, and different areas of the world you can explore, and of course, like the James Bond villain bad guys, which are always going to be there, but they're really fun to mess around about. It was just a really good game, third-person shooting. Graphics are beautiful, one of the best-looking games of the year. Not a whole lot rest to say about the game. If you like Uncharted, you know what I'm talking about, and that's about it. And then for number one, my favorite game of the year, on multiple levels, graphics-wise, gameplay innovative-wise, just everything-wise, brings a whole fresh breath of new air into the series, which is AC Origins. Honestly, I beat the game in probably the span of 3 days. I was just in love with it so much. It's just really fun. Huge open world. The weapons are awesome. It's the first turn into an RPG, but it still has the Assassin's Creed feel to it, which is exactly what I wanted. And it's just, I don't know, a lot of the games this year, like RE7 and stuff, I'm glad they're going back to their roots and exploring new ways of doing things, because there comes a time when you gotta repurpose yourself and see that this isn't working out, and it's good. Reinvent the series, and it's just, I really don't know what to say about it. I just loved it a lot. It was just wicked fun. The story was amazing. It was like it's the origin, obviously, of the AC Brotherhood, and it was just a really good game to play. I mean, story-wise, amazing. Gameplay-wise, amazing. Pretty much already gone over all this stuff. Nothing else to say. Just pick it up if you're an Assassin's Creed fan. Just give it a shot. Especially if you didn't like the last few, you're definitely gonna love this one if you're a 2 fan. So that's about my list for the year.
Personally, like I said with Dom's, another great list, dude. Now, I have one question for you about Horizon Zero Dawn. You did say that it's going to become the next Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't played the game myself. Personally, I've seen gameplay. It looks beautiful. The story, I haven't dove into it too much because I want to experience it for myself. But the Frozen Wilds is the only DLC, and it doesn't have mod support. So I was just wondering, how is it going to be like the next Skyrim?
Well, I don't know if it's going to be the next Skyrim. But my opinion, anyways, I think it's going to be the next Skyrim. I'm hearing a lot of people say that too. I think it's just like Skyrim. It's going to like the exploration part of it and exploring and like molding your own adventure out of it. Mm-hmm. That's what really got people into Skyrim, and so that's what Horizon's all about. It's like there's a story set to it, which is really good. But then, like, I was playing it, let's say I was going to go do a mission, I got sidetracked, and then, like, hours go by, and I'm like, oh, that's right, I was going to go do that mission. And then I just realized, like, wow, that one side quest got me distracted this much that I just lost hours of time remembering I was going to go do something that was important to the game. And it's just, that's what's important about these types of games. Like, you want to mold your own story. You don't want to follow a set path. Like, I know there's linear games out there, like Uncharted and stuff that are like that.
Yeah.
But that's what makes RPGs special, is you want to be the person you want to be in them. And it lets you escape reality. That's what Horizon does. It's just such a beautifully crafted, mystical world. And it's just like, I really don't know how to put it. It's like, it's a really fresh idea, too. I mean, yeah, apocalyptic stuff, we've already seen that, but like robotic dinosaurs and AI, and just like going back to the way tribes used to be with religion, it was just a really interesting story and kind of captivating to see people's free. I don't know, it had a special place, I guess, this year with me. I really enjoyed it. I don't really know what else to say to that.
It also counts as an apocalyptic game.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It does. That's what I was saying. We've seen all that same stuff before, but this one brought like fresh air into it, you know? Yeah. Like, as much as I love Uncharted, it's kind of like Walking Dead. And it was good to see like Horizon and stuff kind of make a new version of the apocalypse.
The best way to sum it up, it's like if Terminator and Jurassic Park had a baby.
That's
okay,
a pretty ugly baby.
Jurassic Terminator.
Exactly.
But I mean, that's why I think it's going to be the next Skyrim. I think it's just going to suck people in. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be for everybody. I mean, obviously, not every game's for everybody. It's everybody's own preference here on this list too, what they want and stuff. And Origins and Horizon to me are just really amazing RPGs I played this year. And I don't know. They're just really, it gives me hope, because there was a rough patch in late 2016 and stuff with like Dishonored 2 bombing, Infinite Warfare bombing. I really got nervous for the point where video games, I'm afraid they're gonna start dying out. 2017, yeah, there were a lot of misses also, and there wasn't a whole lot of actually games released this year, surprisingly. I thought there'd be more, but there wasn't. But out of the ones that did release, there was a lot, and I really enjoyed them.
Yeah.
I guess it's my
There's
turn.
also one that was on my list. I don't know if I don't. It's another honorable mentions, Wolfenstein 2. That's about it. That's all I have to say. Really good first-person shooter. So that's my list, I
Now
guess.
it's my turn.
Go for it, Trey.
My number 5. I kind of switched it. Number 5 is gonna be Shadow of War. I love the Shadow. We're funny. I like the Middle Earth franchise a lot. Like with Shadow of War, he kind of took the aspect of a gigantic war, but made it smaller, sadly. But what can he do? But hang on. The only one thing I do hate about it, the story is short.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you want more, but at least there's gonna be story DLC coming out along the way.
This is why we got that DLC coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Now I know this one's been out for now. My number 4, if I can count, number 4 is gonna be Far Cry Primal. I know it's been out for a long ass time. It's just I haven't played it fully until now. I haven't even beat it yet, but haven't really paid attention to it. I play it more as a survival game instead of a Far Cry game, to be honest. Like, this might sound stupid. This might be what Ark was supposed to be. And then the fan base. Yeah, but like, they also have mammals.
That's true.
Redwoods, exactly. Now, actually, my second spot, like Matt's, well, besides his is first, is Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one because he has basically said everything I was going to say. So, my number 1, and also this one blew me away because I just thought it was a clone of a game.
Wait, I have a question real quick before you move on.
Yeah.
Before you move on real quick. What do you think? Do you think he'll be the next Skyrim? Like I was saying?
No.
Do you think it could
honest.
be? You don't think so?
Because there's only one thing I realize people are not talking about, and it's probably for a good reason, so they don't spoil it. No one talks about the story at all. Like, I've heard nothing about the story. With Skyrim, everyone could just sum up the story with dragons. Kill dragons.
So it's better than Skyrim?
I say it's better than Skyrim because you get a real good, like, plot factor of, like, everything's not what it seems.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant to, I guess. I remember next Skyrim, so know if you thought it'd be like as big of a movement as Skyrim was, like when it came to like the open world.
Oh no. Actually, I just realized.
What?
This is my number 2 spot. Yeah, so my number 2 spot is Nioh.
Nioh.
I call it Nioh because how it's spelled is Nioh.
Nioh.
Please tell me how to say that, please.
No idea.
Someone. Exactly. But like Nioh, I thought it was gonna be a Dark Souls clone, like Let It Die, and not actually hold up the weight. But it surprisingly does. It takes Bloodborne and Dark Souls and molds it into a Japanese anime weird-ass game. Now, there are some stupid aspects to it. A ghost cat tells him how to speak Japanese, like a fucking Rosetta Stone in his ear 24/7. Yeah, don't ask.
Were you on some shrooms, Trey, when you played this?
Oh yeah, you know it. And like, the best thing about it's like, there's so many weapon styles you can do, and everyone has their own play style. Mine is I'm a lightweight and fast as hell. But like, now, my number 1 spot, though, this is a game that has blown me away, and I just finished it today. I know it's been out for PC a long time, but I recently played this. It's super hot. The way it fucks with you and just ruins your mind and tries to like make you think about what it's supposed to stand for. I'm not gonna say anything about the plot. Like, the game actually tells you to talk about the game at the end of it. It's weird. It's like if you take what is that movie? What is that movie with, I think it was Shia LaBeouf in it, and like AI was gonna like
Eagle
destroy
Eye?
their world.
Eagle
Yes.
Damn.
It was like Eagle Eye, but set inside of a video game.
I would like to check that
Honestly,
out.
I know you like Superhot, but I always look at Superhot as just one of those indie games
Matrix.
that, yeah, it's
Well,
Matrix style.
the thing is about it, what it was going for, but like the main thing it tells you at the beginning of the game, nothing is what it seems. Like my whole entire like idea of it is like you controlling someone in the game that's just going around murdering people and you just don't realize it. But that does a 1-8. Well, actually, that's kind of like this weird segments. Spoiler alert, anyone. But there's some weird segments where it tells you to hit yourself inside of the game.
That's nice.
Yeah, weird ass shit. So that's my list.
A lot of those games, dude, I can't vouch for because I never played.
Mhm.
But after briefly elaborating on, I believe it's Super Hot, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I would be interested in playing that because Eagle Eye was one of my favorite movies, like for a while. Well, it wasn't my favorite, but it was just a movie I really adored. I thought like the story itself was pretty grounded, and I would
Mhm.
actually give Super Hot a shot because that, I mean, it sounds like a good psychological game to play.
Oh, it is. And like the best thing about it. Well, there's one thing I do have a problem with, but I can see, but there's just my problem. The main character that you play as that doesn't even have a name. He kind of like fight against it for the beginning part and disagree with like the AI and everything, and then he just falls into it just in the middle of the game randomly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yeah.
it could do if they don't have your name? It could just be could be you. They're trying to put you as the
Yeah.
main
Yeah,
character.
that's what they're getting at too, to be honest. And like another cool thing at the end of the game is like there's not really a spoiler or anything. So you're supposed to act like you're typing something out, which on the controller is kind of fucking hard to do, but like even like 3 bars show up and you start typing it and it says, "Dear, put your friend's name here. Check out this game. It's the most innovative shooter out there." And like it's trying to be like a sickness and spread. By going through your mind and having you talk about it, more and more people pick it up. It just spreads.
Yeah. I'm
Sick.
interested. I'm actually interested in that game now. Uh, are you guys down for the next
Yes, sir.
topic? The biggest surprise
Um,
hit?
biggest
Oh, yeah,
surprise hit?
sure.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I will start this one off. Also, my biggest surprise hit of 2017 is Call of Duty. I'm joking. Fortnite. Honestly, I think it's Fortnite simply because I'm not very big into battle royale games, but Fortnite brought a nice, cheesy, kid-friendly take on that type of genre, and personally, I thought it did it well. I'm still not very huge on battle royale games. I suck at Fortnite, but I thought what they brought to the table was very smart, and I I don't know. Fortnite was just one of the better games of this year, and it was a surprise. Well, I guess it wasn't a surprise hit if you bought it, but for me, it was a surprise hit because I didn't know it was going to become free, and I just didn't keep up with Epic Games while they were making this. So Fortnite for me.
For me, I would have to go with. Hmm. Battlefront 2. I I love the game right now, but when I just was not expecting such a good game. Because from playing the first game, I know they announced like the whole no like they're gonna use a different system and everything, but honestly, it was amazing. I love the game and I can't explain it that good. It's just like so
Just hits ya?
surprising to me. Yeah, it just it's like a punch to the face. It was so
I agree.
good.
It was a really good game. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
yeah,
was
there were
just
some issues with the stuff, but other
yeah,
than that, it was really good.
like the microtransactions that was stupid, but it just hits you like a truck how good the game was. I thought it was just gonna be another Battlefront 1, but no, it's amazing.
All right.
Not you can go.
For me, my biggest surprise of the year. This wasn't on my list. I mean, I was close to putting it on there, but I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to put on it, but I really did love it. It was Prey. I was really thinking a whole lot about Prey. I never even heard of it or whatever until this year came out. And I was like, I'm a big fan of Bethesda and especially Arcane Studios, who obviously makes Dishonored, and Bethesda makes Fallout and Skyrim and stuff. And I wasn't expecting a whole lot. Like, it looked to me like a BioShock kind of Dishonored clone. But I started playing, give it a shot. I wasn't really too hyped for it. My friend told me about it or whatever, so I'm like, you know what? Why not? Let's try it out. So I tried it out. It was really hard for me to put it down. I don't know what it was about it. It was a really good story to it. It's a really good sci-fi game. There's some horror elements. People say it's a horror game. It's really not. It's an action sci-fi thriller, I'd say, out of anything. But, like, if you really like BioShock and the creepy kind of atmosphere, but also the fun gameplay of the RPG style, like, linear action, you're really going to love Prey. There's a lot to do in it, a lot of side quests, a lot of upgrades to your character. Really, really amazing graphics, colorful. Like, it's a seclusion in space, like Alien the franchise. It's just, there's a lot of things that I never really expected from it, and they can really deliver on all cylinders, and I love the game. It's really fun. And just, there's a big, huge mind fuck of a twist afterwards, that's all I gotta say. So, play through the story, definitely. You're gonna be able to see that. No spoilers, though, because it's a pretty big twist.
Yeah, but I've been interested in playing that. I just haven't had the time to play it.
I would definitely recommend it, dude, for you especially. And I know I know you're more of a first-person shooter sometimes kind of guy.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like those things, I think you'll like it a lot. It's
Yeah.
really good.
And I'm always into like very immersive storytelling games. I'll play them all day, dude.
And again, like it's like cool, like little exploration kind of It's like not really carve your own adventure from this one. It's more like carve your way to the ending any way you want. You can play stealth, you can play tactical, there's even karma. You can become bad, you can become good, you can become part alien hybrid if you want to. There's just a lot of really cool ways you can do it. So definitely, I'd say pick it up.
Yeah. Trey?
For me, I kind of have to do a two-parter because I can't decide between the both of these. Which they're both on my list. Which is Super Hot and Naiho, which is all because of the gameplay. For Super Hot, it just makes you feel like a badass. Just timing everything like in slow motion. And the best thing about it, at the end of it, it plays out
Blue pill and the red pill.
basically. But at the end of it, like it just plays normally, not in slow motion. After you get done with the level, and you can see what it actually looks like without being in slow motion. And with the Naiho, the gameplay is like if you take DMC, mix it with Dark Souls. By that I mean like this combos you actually have to do.
You probably should clarify that DMC means Devil May Cry, not the other DMC.
Oh yeah.
What's the other DMC?
What other DMC? Yeah. Wait. I was gonna say DMX, but that's something else.
No, there's another DMC. What the heck is it? Something DMC is what it's called. Is it some sort of rapper? I think. I don't know. It was just something.
Are you talking about DMX?
That's DMX.
No. Oh, I thought
Master
some person named DMC. Are you sure?
Yeah, DMX.
Yes.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm just crazy then. My bad.
But with Naiho, it blew me away all because I wasn't expecting it to be fun. Like I was expecting it to be like the best thing about it, unlike Dark Souls, it's not the enemies itself that just beat the shit out of you. It's the bosses alone that beat the shit out of you. But at least with like the enemies that actually are kind of challenging, but not at the same time, you just gotta stay alert.
It's kind of like a little fun little playthrough of a game, kind of.
Yeah, basically.
I definitely agree with you there.
Boy, you think about picking it up?
But I'm interested in Super Hot. No, honestly, out of the two,
Yeah,
that
go
one
ahead,
really has
dude,
been
go
interesting to
ahead.
me. I don't know, just like Jalen said, it seems really fun to play through. I mean, I played it on my friend's laptop like a couple years ago when he came over, and I didn't really know what the story was about. I just kind of like did some cool backflips and threw some pistols at people, but you know,
Boy,
that's about it.
Like with the story, it's hard to talk about without it's just. So the best way to sum it up, it's like playing an alpha of a game that you're not supposed to be seeing, and the AI catch you on it, and what escalates from there, it just gets kind of morbid. But it's like Welcome to the Game, but not as morbid.
Yeah.
Tron.
There's a lot of games out there that we've been looking at our list and stuff that I think there's a lot of like hidden gems in gaming people really don't give a shot at. Like especially there's a lot of big names you mentioned too, but I don't know. There's a lot of like other things like. I feel like people, to me nowadays, like gaming is just like it's obviously revolutionized the role numbers into it, but nowadays I feel like people have kind of the way people look at gaming. I think nowadays is just the annual stuff like AC, Call of Duty, Battlefield. Like no one looks at the other games like Horizon
no one
and
looks like,
Super Hot and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
dude,
one looks at
don't get
indie
me
games
wrong.
at all.
This year, I played way more indie games than I did like AAA titles. Like I played
yeah,
Downwell,
same.
Undertale. I played a lot more indie games than I did AAA titles. And the AAA titles I did play, they didn't even come out this year. They were from like a year, 2 years, 3 years ago. I played Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 1, like the one that came out in 2015 for the first time ever this year. So that's one thing I hate about, like, I don't hate because hate's a very strong word, but that's one thing I despise about the community. They always put all their attention on these games that are big, like kind of blockbuster AAA games nowadays, and they don't ever focus on what smaller developers, how hard they work on these smaller games. But typically, and this is just my personal experience, the smaller developers that make these smaller games, 9 times out of 10 end out better than these AAA games, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and I want to have like a little small kind of like pay homage to Ilphonic Studios and stuff for bringing Friday the 13th to the game. You know what? Yeah, it had a lot of glitches and issues on launch and stuff, but it's a really cool idea. Like you never really thought of it like a kind of a deadly hide and seek. It's just really cool. There's a lot of really cool ideas that are just waiting to be explored out there.
There's only one thing they have to do though.
One
they
thing
have
I
to add
want
a lot more stuff to it though.
Oh yeah, obviously.
That's
Well, it's an indie game again.
doing.
It's an indie game. You can't, like you said,
Oh,
indie games are smaller companies. They can't focus on everything.
I know, but like what I mean by it, I mean like, I wouldn't say more like iconic horror characters, but like, I can see them doing lesser known
Well,
horror
honestly,
characters. You know what I mean?
dumb.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if they. I was gonna say, speaking of Friday, the thing is, like Trey said, he wants more like not as known horror characters, but they can't really do that when you think of it.
They kind of can't
called
because it's called Friday 13th.
Yeah, it's called Friday 13th for a reason. They can't.
But that's why like I just really want to like. They really have to update it, like Trey said. Like definitely, they need to add more maps, more characters, more Jasons. That would be a really cool thing. I think I heard they might be doing this also. They're gonna take when they run out of their content they're working on right now. Afterwards, keep the game fresh. They're gonna have fans submit different types of Jasons. So you can create your own Jason, submit it, and somebody can win, and they can get a cool Jason into the game. Like something that's like just it's kind of like Savini Jason except fan made. So it can be something really stupid, really silly, or really scary. I think that's really cool.
I forgot which Jason is it that has the meat cleaver.
Part 4.
To be honest, I'd rather have Pamela Voorhees instead of.
I like them. I thought Part 4 was really cool.
All because she was in the first Friday the 13th. Like,
I think they could do also like with Pamela and stuff. Instead of like we have Jason and stuff, they can also make a separate thing for like Pamela, where she can like hide under beds. And she's more like you can kill her easily, but she can be really stealthy and not show up on the map. Do stuff like that, and not play any music.
From Evolve.
I guess I don't. Yeah, I haven't played Evolve for a long time, but yeah.
Yeah, I know that's the worst.
Honestly, Evolve. Okay, Evolve. This is off topic. This is like a 2015 game, but I feel like it got a lot of hate, and it really wasn't that great of a game. But in all honesty, it was pretty fun. But the DLC made it worse because the DLC was so overpriced.
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason why I didn't like Evolve was the DLC was so bad. For the price it's giving you, but that's just off topic.
You guys ready?
Like, okay, I want to say one more thing about Super Hot real fast. Another thing that I love about it. Before the game ends, it just tells you just to get ready, and it just says, get ready for something upcoming, and then it just skips to another topic. Like, it's not even going to talk about this is going to be a sequel or not, it's just hinting there's going to be. Instead of just having sequel bait.
But, I don't know. There's a lot of games that I feel like lately, like Jalen said, AAA games been kind of in a funk, and it's not a good funk. It's been a bad funk.
Yeah.
But I feel like 2017 is like with Assassin's Creed and RE7. I feel like it's finally, hopefully, getting out of that little ditch it's been stuck in for the last few years. Ever since 2012. 2012, in my opinion, was the last good gaming year when it came to like stuff because 2012 brought us AC3, BO2. Splinter Cell Blacklist. There's a lot of good games that came out those years, and they're just. Ever since then, it feels like the rest have just been cash grabs. There's been cash grabs ever since then, you know?
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
had a few cool gems like
Infinite
Dying
Warfare.
Light, Infinite Warfare, but like there's been a few good gems like Dying Light and stuff that have come out and are fun to play with friends. But I don't know.
We
It's
haven't
just one of
had-
those things. I'm just glad we're finally maybe getting at least back to the way we used to be and not
But, like,
so focused on money.
Yeah.
Like it
One
used to
thing I
be
gotta
anymore.
point out before we move on, everything on everyone's lists that we all said, they're all original ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, except for like Uncharted, 'cause
Well,
that's just part of a series.
Yeah, except for Uncharted and everything, but like Horizon, super hot.
But AC Origins
Uh-huh.
reinvented the entire series for crying out loud.
Exactly. Like, and also like Naiho, even though it's based off of Japanese lore.
Mm-hmm.
you guys ready for the next topic?
Horizon, just
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Biggest fail of 2017. A lot of you guys might hate me for this. And when I say this, I don't mean it's a bad game. I just mean it flopped at launch. So for me, Call of Duty World War II by far. For a Call of Duty game to be launched with so many bugs and glitches and almost an unplayable
It's unheard of.
experience. The game, they've been making Call of Duty games for what, nearly 20 years now. Been making them
This is a
Listen,
new
they-
studio though. Remember, this is the second studio. This is
I'm a-
Sledgehammer though. This
I'm
is their
aware
second
of that.
COD. So
Yeah, this is the second
Listen, I'm
game.
aware of that. But these, you gotta remember, dude, these studios have piggybacked off each other, and you would have expected them to somehow come up with a code for a smooth launch. And the part that irritates me about this whole entire launch about World War II is the simple fact that we had a beta, and a beta is supposed to ensure that the launch goes smoothly. But I just, you can't argue that the launch wasn't as bad as
Oh, no,
everybody's.
yeah.
It was terrible. So because of that, because of the weapon balancing, I don't think that was the real issue. I feel like weapons felt weird because of the network and the code and stuff like that. So ultimately, it was just the game itself that was broken. Like, it was broken, and that's why Call of Duty World War II failed for me. I've been playing it a lot
have a
more
question.
lately. What's up?
I was wondering, are we allowed to like debate with each other what we think is like what we
Oh,
think's
yeah.
worth it and what
Yeah,
not
dude, this is a podcast. You
Okay.
can get down and dirty.
Well, I just want to make sure because I know if there's like opinion based, I want to like because someone's opinion, I want to like
Oh, yeah,
shit
dude.
on their opinion.
This is America.
You know?
Yeah.
But I've been playing World War
It's
II a
weird.
lot lately, and the first few weeks of me playing it, I just did not care too much for it. But playing with a couple friends and stuff, I can say that it's not as bad of an experience as I thought it was at first. So that's my worst or my biggest fail of 2017. Awkward silence is nice too.
Yeah, I
Um,
know. Like, what just
for-
happened?
For me, the biggest flop for 2017, For Honor. Let's be honest here. That game sucks so much ass. Like,
Well, it's not the game's fault.
it's yeah, it's not like it could have been a really good game if they had a few things. It's called For Honor, but it's like everybody jokes about no honor.
Oh, yeah.
Beta
Hell
was the beta was so fun. I enjoyed the living shit out of that beta.
yeah. Dude, I bought it because of
But-
the beta.
Yeah, same here. But on release, dude, it was just enraging to play. It was
I want to also kind of it's more the developers had a lot to do with it because dude, the DLC. If you're paying $15 for a character, you can go out that door. I'm not spending my money on a character for $15. I can use that on the main game. But I feel like also, Dom, a lot of the issues of that game are also due to the fans. Like a lot of the people who play that game, just it's the way the people treat each other on it. That's another reason why. Like I think the game was a really good game. Just the fan. It's the community that ruined it. And ultimately, I think in the end.
Why does everyone keep going silent randomly?
I don't know. I was finishing my. I just want to put that in there.
I'm
that's all.
sorry. I'm focusing on R6.
No. Oh, no. It's cool. I agree with your statement. I just want to I don't want people to think we're like hating on the developers because they
Oh,
tried
yeah.
their best.
Yeah.
Plus it's Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. I mean, Ubisoft's one of the studios that get that hit and miss all the time. They're fun to play though. Their
Not
games.
to eat.
True. All right. For my game of the year, that's the biggest fail. Yeah, I don't know how to put this. I mean, I agree with both your guys. World War II had a pretty deep, like, not great launch. For Honor and stuff had a pretty bad community and stuff, but I think nothing can really top the amount of disrespect and, like, just how sad and disrespectful, and honestly, this was to the fans. Like, I'm not saying they meant to be disrespectful to the fans of this game series, but Mass Effect Andromeda. I never really got into the trilogy myself a whole lot. I played some of them, I loved them. Andromeda had such a hopeful reboot of the series after, the spoiler alert, the main character in 3 supposedly dies as the trilogy. It's kind of like rebooting the series, kind of like The Force Awakens and Star Wars, and it had so much publicity, so much hype. It was going to be like the next big RPG of the year, which obviously totally wasn't compared to what everybody thought about it. It was a total train wreck on release. I got it. I was so, like, I love space opera style stuff like Star Wars, Mass Effect. Like, all these things are set in space and Guardians of the Galaxy. And I popped in the disc to this. When I got on immediately, the characters look like Play-Doh. You create them from Play-Doh. Their faces are just so god awful. I mean, if you even look at the actors they used to scan them, dude, they're all supermodels, men and women. They got women and male supermodels in there to make the characters. They look like inbred, hideous things from Resident Evil 7.
Oh lord.
No, it's just really bad, dude. Like, you got people's faces like all plastic looking, eyes bent this way. It was just really bad. And then just glitch upon glitch. Story was weak. Character development was weak. Great open world. I won't give him crap. Open world and gameplay is awesome. Like, I love the movement system and stuff in it. But just as a game people were so looking forward to, like, it was like the most hyped game of 2017. It was like one of the biggest, especially from BioWare, people who like brought you Dragon Age and stuff. And
Oh yeah.
I just found it disrespectful to the series. I mean, I understand it. I don't think they were trying to make it disrespectful, but if your game's not ready for release, don't release it at all. Like Jalen said with World War II, how it was really bad at launch. Battlefield 4 was awful at launch. Make sure everything is okay with it. Don't just release it because you have to get it out there for the crowd to purchase it, all right? Make sure it's a good game, because this way, if theoretically speaking, if you release it when it's working properly, people are going to give it good grades, and more people are going to buy it.
Yeah.
But if you release it half-built and shitty, people are going to talk about it, and no one's going to want it. So it's I don't know why this happens more and more often. It's getting really underneath my nerves that this is happening to games. Especially Mass Effect, like big games.
Oh yeah.
I have a quick question about Andromeda. I mainly hear a lot of relatively negative things about the story itself, but if I recall, there was a multiplayer side of it, and I was wondering how was that? Have you played any?
I actually never touched that, so I'm not going to get into that because it'd be kind of hypocritical of me to like trash it, since I never touched it. And but I didn't really hear a whole lot on it, so I'm assuming it wasn't the greatest. I'm assuming it wasn't the greatest because I feel like if it was a good multiplayer, they would have talked about it more.
Yeah.
It was just kind of swiped under the rug, so I'm assuming it wasn't that great. It was either that or just forgettable. It could be good, but forgettable. A lot of games have multiplayer like that. But dude, and then what's so sad about Andromeda too? It flopped so badly. This is BioWare, by the way. This is the company that brought us Knights of the Old Republic on Xbox. One of the greatest Star Wars games of all time. This is them now. They have Mass Effect Andromeda. It flopped so badly, the DLC expansion pack they're going to release for it, they canceled it and put it into a novel. So if you want to play the expansion pack, go to the bookstore and buy the novel. You got the expansion pack. That's not even a joke. That's legit what they did. And like it's just so lazy to me. Like, especially like, this is where I'm trying to blame the developers a little bit. Like, if you know your game flopped, fix it, but keep the expansion pack. Don't just just toss it over to the wolves because it wasn't a good game. You never know. There could be fans out there that love the game. They just threw it away like it was nothing. It was really disrespectful to me, to the fans of Mass Effect.
Wait, what happened if somebody bought like the edition of the game with like the expansion pass? What happened?
I think they got a refund for it. They also got like deluxe stuff, like editions stuff like to it, which they probably kept. But like when it came to the pass, they probably got a refund.
Yeah.
And if they didn't get a refund, that's pretty much stealing. So they probably should get a refund if they didn't. So.
Man.
Anyways, that's why for me that's my biggest disappointment, because when it comes to games, I understand disappointments come through storytelling and graphics. For me, the disappointment this year was on a game that was like that. But the biggest disappointment side of it was the developers didn't give two shits about it. They just wanted to release it just to say we have another Mass Effect. I just felt that was disrespectful to me. Not to me, to the fans. I'm not a big Mass Effect fan, but I am. I also like it. But to everybody out there who's a huge fan of it, it was just I don't know. It was just one of those games that to me was just really
Let
I don't know what to. It was a letdown, but it was just also more of just like this.
disrespect.
It felt like you were playing a beta of a game. That's how bad it was at launch. I mean, nowadays I don't know. I haven't played it, so don't judge me on that if you're a fan of it. All I gotta say is this bad. After the opening weekend, it was on sale for $25 on the PlayStation Store.
What?
It was 60. 1 week later, $25 on sale. Wasn't even a flash sale, just a sale. So that just leaves it right there for me. So if anyone has any questions on that, then just ask them because I'm done there.
All right, Trey.
My biggest flop of the year,
Yeah.
personally. I'm trying to think, to be honest, because oh, I know what I was gonna say. Even though I didn't play it personally, but me and Matt played through it. Hidden Agenda. This game, wasn't it made by the same people that did fuck, what's it called?
What is it? Until Dawn?
Yeah, Until Dawn.
Yeah,
Wasn't it the same people?
I think
Yeah,
so.
like that was an
Sorry,
that
I'm
was
gonna
a
grab
decent
water. Yeah, I
game.
heard you. Yeah.
But like the thing
Same people.
about it, Hidden Agenda was a cliche of a game. Like from the beginning, you could already tell who the serial killer was, just because how the guy acted, sounded, and even looked.
I'm
And,
gonna
like,
pipe in here too. The sad thing about it also was me and Trey played through it, so he share played with me. So which means I bought the game, so now I have it.
Yeah.
The sad part
and,
about
like,
it, I had to use my phone to play it. Not even
Yeah,
kidding you.
like Mina was so hyped for it because I was waiting for like a good like, not open world, but like a good story game with a like going after a serial killer. Because mental stuff is I find mental stuff more horrifying
Mhm.
than actual like ghosts, serial killer. Like yeah, okay, never mind serial killer. Sorry, get into that. But like mental horror is the best for me. That's why I love the Silent Hill franchise. But like with it's hard to say. Like it was kind of cash grab because it came out before Jigsaw came out. I felt like it was a cash grab, trying to go in on what made Jigsaw Jigsaw. Because the guy was actually like Jigsaw. He was a trapper.
What
He was
was
actually
his
called the
code
Trapper.
name? Yeah, his code name was the Trapper, and this is the story of Hidden Agenda summed up with you. He traps people's bodies with bombs, and he breaks puzzles to defuse them. So there's this one part of the game, no spoilers in case you want to pick it up. I mean, if you like story stuff, maybe you'll like it. I recommend not picking it up. Anyways, no spoilers. This part where this guy has a bomb sewed under his stomach, Dark Knight style. And so your main character has to perform an operation on them, kind of to get it out from underneath their skin. And it's just really, I don't know. It was like he said, it felt like a cash grab of like a sadistic serial killer. One
Now-
thing though, I will give this game praise for before you wrap up, Trey. I did like the fact that your character can die at any minute and you have to restart the story. That was actually cool because I screwed up at one point. At one part.
That was bullshit. All because like if you die like in the most shittiest way, that's your ending. You're done.
Yeah, that's why I like it though. Also because it's kind of that's what they go for Telltale. You screw up, you're dead.
I
know,
know,
it's
but
kinda
like
cool
at
how they
least
did
you
that.
at least you repeat the section you died at, not the whole entire game. And like the worst thing about this,
Yeah,
like
true.
okay, you find out some clues. You go to the places you need to go. It goes 0 to 100 quick. You already know who he is, and you're already at his house. Like what the fuck? It's supposed to last for like at least
Yeah.
a month.
No, yeah,
Story-wise,
true.
it lasts
I'm sorry, I'm
literally, like
back.
2
Did I
days.
miss anything? I'm sorry.
Nah, we're talking about Hidden Agenda.
It's just like I don't know. It was just to me this felt like the type of game that was okay. To me, it felt like it was supposed to be like Until Dawn. You know, like this is the next
Yeah.
big game. And what happened was it had cutbacks, either for money or something, and they were told to scrap this idea. Like let's say, oh, we don't want that. We want Until Dawn sequel, which is what they're making now. I feel like they're making this because they said they didn't want to do a sequel to Until Dawn. It's its own standalone thing. But of course, government corporations, let's have a sequel pumped in there. So now they're doing a sequel to it. I feel like they were working on this game, and then they had to ditch it for Until Dawn 2. So I feel like instead of destroying it, they decided to cut it in half and make it the small interactive game. It wasn't a good idea, guys. Don't do it again. Just scrap it. Just scrap it if if it's gonna be this bad.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking. It's just, I don't know. Like Trey, continue. It's your segment. I played it with you, so I have some insight.
Like what I was about to go with, and like the payoff is not even satisfying. You either do
Oh.
two things: arrest him or shoot him, or he gets away.
You know what the funny thing is too? If you shoot him, there's not even a blood spot on his chest.
Yeah, and also if you shoot him, you don't like. I know it's cop stuff, so you're supposed to actually apprehend him. If you and like you kind of lose respect if you shoot him. If you shoot him, good job. Slap on
Nice
the
job,
wrist,
man.
but good job.
Yeah, because I screwed up at one point where I was trying to arrest him, and he made a sudden movement, so I assumed he was going for a weapon, so I shot the guy in the chest, and I killed him. So it ultimately led to a different end of the story, which is cool. Obviously, two different stories. The thing about it though, it was really kind of taking me out. I shot him with a revolver, like point blank. Revolvers, dude, are like shotguns for pistols. Like they'll blow a chunk of you off if they hit you in the right spot.
Oh, yeah.
There was nothing there on the guy, no blood. He just sat there. It looked like he was choking to death. He started like heaving. He's like on the ground, and there was like nothing. It looked like he just fell down there and started making like noises. It was so stupid and weird. And then like Trey said, you get commended for killing the guy accidentally. It's just the most
Nice job,
half-assed
man. You
excuse
killed
for
the
a
guy.
game I think they made this year.
Yeah.
Trey, continue.
And like I was so hyped for it because, and again, it's made by the same people for it, and it's just like when we played it, like when we got done with it, when the credits, we were waiting for after credit scene, like connecting the story to like Until Dawn, and that's why it was so short because it was leading up to like a connection. But it didn't. It showed no resemble, or not resemble, but
Resemblance.
yeah, resemblance. But it's hard to explain.
And you
'Cause
see,
we
they
played
could
it
have
back
done
in
that
October.
too.
They could have done that too. Like I don't know, have like Josh as a Wendigo show up, or something in the town.
Okay, that wouldn't make much sense.
I
But
don't know. Think
well, I
about
mean,
it.
well, because what they're doing with the series, people don't know. Until Dawn, obviously, is a major hit back in 2015 when it came out. What they're doing, they're kind of going to try and pull the Halloween thing. So those of you who've never seen Halloween with Michael Myers and stuff, they did the first two movies on Michael Myers, and then they decided to make him short stories. So the next Until Dawn is supposedly have nothing to do with the last Until Dawn. It's just going to be called Until Dawn because it's going to be kind of like these are horror stories being told. They're different types of horror stories. First one was a slasher.
like the
Well,
Wendigo
actually, it wasn't a
was
slasher. That was more like Native
No.
American. The first one
It was
was.
more of a the
Yeah.
first one was like a monster movie. To be honest.
Oh.
Yep.
Like
And then
Wolfman.
like the next one, rumor is it's gonna be like a cult, supposedly. And,
Oh,
and like
man. Can't wait.
and you and your friends are like, at least that's what I've heard. I don't know if this is true at all. This is a while, so that they might not be making this anymore. Is that it's probably gonna be like a cult, and you and your friends are like kind of you're like out partying, kind of like Far Cry 3 style, and they captured you, and now you're like in their camp, and a lot of messed up stuff's going on to escape, and that's just what I heard, but I don't know. It's
There's
just
only one thing about that though that actually kind of makes me mad. Let's see what games are coming out or already came out that has
Outlast
weird
2.
ass cult shit. Outlast 2, Far Cry 5. What else?
well, Far
Come
Cry
on
5's
now.
not weird. That's just that's just like more of like insane Americans.
Yeah, to be honest. And by the way, before everyone gets pissed off that's set in America, that's actual some true shit. There are some like
I'm all
Weird
for
ass
it.
shit.
Yeah, it's called the
yeah, there's some weird
KKK.
ass extremists. Yeah, there's weird extremist groups out in the middle of like the Arizona desert and shit.
And then like honestly, it's just it's cool too because like we're visiting. You don't see a whole lot to do with America. And it's just I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like again, there's a lot of things that are getting hate. We're getting kind of off topic, but
You know, just realized we're going off topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going seriously off topic.
that's what podcasts are about though. You can go into
Yeah, no,
it.
but like that was, to be honest, that's actually one of the segments we have though. Is the
Yeah,
upcoming
true.
games.
You guys ready for the next topic? Time to move on to some
Yeah,
movies.
sure, because I'm kind of done talking about her hidden agenda.
All right.
Yeah.
So similar to what we did with our video games, we're going to do with the movies of 2017 or movies you saw for the first time in 2017. So I guess I'll start this off again.
Sure.
Like I was about to say before we move on, there's one more thing I'm gonna add in about hidden agenda real fast.
Go for it.
That I just now thought about. Matt, do you ever remember what happened to the convict that we arrested first, thinking that he was the trapper? Do you ever remember what happens to him at the end of the game?
I think he just runs away, and no joke, people who are listening to this, I think they didn't even talk about it in the end.
Yeah,
That's
like
how
he literally just runs away. He's supposed to help you, like
you know.
Ethan from like Ethan Mars from what's it called? Heavy Rain. He was supposed to help you out, but gone.
Mhm.
Alright, now we can continue.
So, my list as for my favorite movies that I saw in 2017. Once again, no particular order here, just my favorite movies. Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Now, for some odd reason, this movie got a lot of crap, and I did not understand why whatsoever. I thought Kingsman: The Golden Circle was a good sequel. I do not want a trilogy. I want them to keep it at the Golden Circle because I didn't want the Golden Circle to begin with. But I thought what they did to keep the story intact was, I mean, they did what they had to do. I thought pacing was pretty good. There was some pretty good taglines in the movie. The soundtrack was alright. It was anything that made me go crazy or anything like that. But overall, as far as a sequel goes, I mean, I thought they did it pretty well. There really no complaints about it except for a couple of character issues, like Holly Berry's character. Spoiler alert: she becomes like, who does she replace? Was it Whiskey or something like that?
I was it was
Ginger.
yeah.
Ginger.
No,
Yeah,
wait, was it Ginger?
because
Yeah.
Tequila is
Oh yeah,
Channing
it was
Tatum.
Ginger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she
But
what?
yeah, she replaces that character, and you're supposed to feel like, oh yay for Holly Berry, but they never developed on her character that much. So I was just like,
I'm
okay.
guessing Channing Tatum dies then. I've never seen the
Oh
movie.
no, Channing Tatum doesn't die. Oh well,
Oh,
rip,
thank
no.
God.
rip. I should have told you that. But I don't know. It
Okay.
was just like, okay, I'm glad she got that promotion. I guess that was really my biggest issue with Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Another movie I loved, and I was so happy when they announced it because I read the comics leading up to this, Dakota's Winter and Dakota's City, Atomic Blonde. Man, this, if you thought the Marvel hallway fight scenes were amazing, there's this 3 minute hallway fight scene down the stairs, upstairs, in an elevator, throughout this apartment complex, taking one shot, absolutely amazing. The whole movie by itself was really good. It took me about two watches to actually understand it because the story isn't told. It's told from the present, but she's telling the story about the past. And then at the end of the movie, it's actually the present times again. But this movie overall is just one of the best movies I've seen all year. One of the most underrated movies I've actually seen all year. And I
I was
just,
thinking of, not to interrupt. Wait, is the Atomic Blonde on DVD yet? I
Yeah.
haven't.
yeah, you can buy it on Blu-ray and
Yeah,
digital.
yeah. Because I was about to say I may just pick it up because I was kind of interested in it. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be a good movie or
It's
not.
If you like John Wick, it's kind of like a female John Wick that takes place in the Cold War. I mean, it's brutal, dude.
And this time her cat died. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, it's really good though. Another movie I really enjoyed from 2017 was The Last Jedi. I don't know where all the hate's coming from. I feel like it's just people who don't understand it. The Last Jedi is by far probably my second or third favorite Star Wars movie ever. This movie was everything I wanted in a sequel to The Force Awakens, and it makes me appreciate The Force Awakens a bit more because this tied up some loose ends in some ways that people weren't happy about. But I was like, hey, those loose ends weren't the main focus of the story. The main focus of the story is Kylo Ren and Rey, not even Snoke. He's not even the main purpose of the story. So I was just I applauded Ryan Johnson for what he brought to the table with The Last Jedi, and I can't wait to see what J.J. Abrams is going to do with Episode 9. Another movie that I mean, probably my favorite movie of the year, Logan. I can't believe this movie is actually almost a year old, man. Like in 3 months, this movie would have
Yeah,
came out a year ago. But Logan was
crazy.
easily one of the best movies this year. Last of Us on the big screen, dude. They really wrapped up his character like I wanted. I couldn't have seen him go out a better way like that. The meaning and emotional attachment to the characters, not only Logan himself, but X-23, especially at the end when he was holding her hand as he was dying, and you could reference that back to the
The
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Yeah, when she said, "I can see you in the future holding your heart in your hand while you die," or something like that. I I nearly bawled into tears while watching this movie. Logan is by far one of my favorite movies of this year, even one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. And then the last good movie of 2017 I saw was American Made. This came out recently, I think back in September. Saw it a few nights ago. It's about this guy. It's a true story at that. It's about this guy that smuggles drugs for Pablo Escobar and his group. He's smuggling weapons for the U.S. to South America, and he not only is he working for the drug cartel, he's also working for the U.S. government, the CIA. Like this dude, he would. I mean, it was a really cool story to watch and listen to. I felt that like the ending was a bit abrupt, but if you can watch this on a nice 4K TV with a nice sound system, because there are some beautiful sound effects in this movie with like all the airplanes and stuff, I take advantage of that. This movie was really gorgeous to watch, and the story itself played out pretty well. Like I said, the ending came a bit too fast for me. It just ended. But as far as the story goes, I thought it was well paced, and I thought it was pretty good. So those are my 5 movies of 2017.
All right.
Can-
So,
Okay.
uh,
You want to go? You can go if you want.
yeah, okay. For me, Jin, of course, no specific order, but for me, this year I kind of like from the first time I watched First Class. I know it's been out for like almost how many years? Like about
That movie,
4, 5?
I think it came out 2011. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got around to it. I'm a big X-Men fan. It's just I don't know why. First Class never like I never wanted to know because it was always an easy origin story for me. But watching it this year, I wish I watched it really earlier.
Hmm.
It's an amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, and watch it, it's just great seeing Xavier and Eric, Raven, Mystique herself. Yeah, it's just mind-boggling how good the movie was.
Yeah.
Another movie that I'm going to have to say is probably what everybody likes, Spider-Man: Homecoming. That movie was also a really good one. For me, I really enjoyed it just because it Tobey Maguire nailed Spider-Man for me, but it was like a really bad Peter Parker. But for Andrew Garfield, he was a really good Peter Parker, but kind of a bad Spider-Man. Tom Holland kind of brings a mix of both, making a really good Spider-Man and making the just movie enjoyable. Alongside the villain, Vulture, which it was his first time on the big screen, was just amazing. Seeing how they can make a more realistic Vulture instead of just a guy in a wingsuit. Another movie I'm going to have to say is probably Alien Covenant, because for me, Covenant is the origin story.
Hmm.
I mean, it was just amazing seeing how David was actually the creator of the xenomorph
Spoiler
itself. Yep, my bad.
Rip.
That's cool.
But yeah, but seeing the neomorph, spoiler, killing those two guys was just. I looked at it as an homage to the original Alien, seeing like the chest burster. It was just gross and never before seen back in the day.
Yeah.
And seeing the neomorph itself like popping out of the back and a throat is just like, whoa, we've never actually seen that. We've never seen that on the big screen. Another movie I'm gonna say, another X-Men movie, Logan. Like Jalen said, I'm practically with Jalen on this. I could have not seen Hugh Jackman's Wolverine go out in a better way. It was extremely sad seeing him die, but it also opened up a few more doors to the X-Men series, and since Fox was bought out by Disney, we can see more, not Hugh Jackman himself, but a new person as Logan or X-23.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole X-Men series will be changed. It could be for the better or the worse. We'll find out in the future. For my fourth movie, I this is hard. I kind of forgot it. That's my bad. Can I just stick with the three?
Yeah, you're good,
It's
dude.
kind of my bad.
Hey, that list is already really good, dude. I gotta agree with you. I would have included Alien Covenant, if we had more spots, but Alien Covenant,
Yeah.
yeah, I felt like it was underrated by a
Well,
long shot, dude.
I was about to ask. I have a couple others I want to put on there. But they're really close. I'm just looking at. Is it okay if I have a couple extras?
Yeah, go for it.
Couple. Okay. Okay. So for me, my list, I have a few different ones, but I feel like some of them are gonna be bandwagon. But also, I just like these movies a lot.
Guardians.
Number. No. No. Actually, no. I actually forgot about that. Thank you. I'm not putting that on there though. For me.
Oh, I would put Guardians
No,
on if I
oh no,
remember.
I like Guardians. Don't get me wrong, I like Guardians. Just it was really fun to watch, but I had some others. Okay, so for me, Alien Covenant was on my list. Great. I don't know why it got so much hate. People were like saying it wasn't a good Alien movie. I loved it. It was awesome. The cinematography was great. The score was great, dude. The freaking
Yeah.
when they come, dude, when they're landing onto the planet. Oh, and they just went over that lake. Everything was so quiet. It was so the cinematography is so beautiful in this movie. Yeah, it's a horror movie. There's gore. People go to see these things just to see people get killed, which is stupid. I watched them for the story, and I really liked it. It's really a good origin story to the Xenomorphs because they were manufactured. It's the cool thing. They weren't like made.
They weren't like
Yeah,
their
they were
weapons.
engineered by this android scumbag because he wants to create life and couldn't figure out how to do it, so he decided to morph human DNA with the DNA. What the heck was the other DNA? Was it the people from
It
Prometheus?
was like it was the goo from Prometheus
Yeah, with
plus
human DNA.
human DNA. Yeah.
Yeah. So it created these living beings. It was just a really cool origin. I'm not gonna get too much into it because there's a lot of it's a big movie. People die, a lot of spoilers. So that's all to say to that. All-star cast, also great actors, all of them. Of course, the expendable ones weren't as good, but the main characters were great.
James Franco was the best.
Next on my list, I'm
Origin.
yeah, in there for 1 minute. There we go. I'm just gonna get the ones out of my way that have already been said. So next up's Logan. I think everybody's already said enough about this movie. It's amazing. If you want a Last of Us movie, this is the closest you've got until they actually make one. So go watch it. Hugh Jackman, amazing. That's all I can really say about that movie. Spider-Man: Homecoming, I love for different reasons too. People love Spider-Man because he's Spider-Man. He can swing, crawl. He's a superhero, obviously, set in the Marvel universe. I liked Homecoming for different reasons. The reasons why I liked Homecoming, if no one's ever seen a John Hughes film, then you just I don't know what to say about that. It felt like a John Hughes movie back from like the '80s, like Breakfast Club and stuff. But it was modern times. Like it was like this. It was also relatable to me because I'm a high schooler. It's one of those things where you can understand where he's coming from. Like he has to balance, like he wants to, he really likes this girl a lot, and of course, he's worried about asking her out. But then when he's about to ask her out, something happens. He has to go save the world or whatever, save people doing arms deals and stuff like that. It's just a really cool twist on like what life's like if you're a superhero as a kid, and I think that's a really interesting way they took it. And it's not like the mature Spider-Man yet. It's the type of Spider-Man that we haven't seen. It's like the ultimate Spider-Man. So he's a high schooler. He's just really understanding his powers. And one really cool thing I noticed they didn't do in this movie, they kept him ground level the entire time. They didn't have him go swinging through skyscrapers because I was reading an interview that said they want to make it as realistic as possible. So obviously, since he's new to this, he doesn't want to go get himself killed, so he sticks more to Queens because the buildings are shorter. And that's why like he went to the park and he couldn't swing from the trees because they were too low, so he had to run across the park. Like there were all these answers we wondered to ourselves. If you ever played a Spider-Man game,
Uh-huh.
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 I think Matt's mic died.
Yeah. Matt.
sorry, my mic came unplugged. My mic came unplugged. No, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. No, anyway, so like if you ever played a Spider-Man game, as I was saying, have you ever run out of webs when you're trying to go through the city and land in Central Park?
Oh
It's pretty much
yeah.
that scene.
That
You have to run across Central Park. It was just
always
really cool what they
sucks.
did. It was just a really cool movie, and they made Vulture a human character. Like he's probably the best Marvel character we've had since Loki as a villain. Because he's doing it for his family. I mean, he's a bad guy, obviously, but he has a reason for it.
And plus, another thing
kind of dicked
is,
him over.
yeah, but for me, another thing that was also really cool was at the end, spoilers. It was when I won't call it a spoiler, duh, he's captured in prison, but he wouldn't reveal Peter's secret. He wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And I
Shows his
found that
morals.
yeah, I found that that was really respectful. I mean, throughout the movie you can see or hear Vulture saying, "I respect you," because he's like Peter. He's doing it for the people he loves. That's why he's protecting, well, Queens right now.
He doesn't hate Peter because he's a hero. He just doesn't like him because he's getting in his way of things. But he's
Yeah.
respecting Peter because he realizes like he has a family. He wants to keep them safe. That's what Spider-Man's all about, is keeping people safe. But it's kind of like a duel of like identity crisis here. Like you got Vulture who thinks he's doing the right thing, but he's doing the wrong thing. Then you got Spider-Man doing the right thing, but he goes about it differently because he's still a teenager, so he's really rebellious. So like when it comes to like the Tony Stark's technology, it's a lot to go on it. And it's like it's a really good movie. Just watch it. It's really interesting. It's just a different Spider-Man we never had before. And he's quippy. He has the quips. He's not like one of those like Dark Knight Rises type people like Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire who don't make jokes. Like he's like the teenage Joker, like he always is in the comics.
You can hear a few jokes from those, but you can really
They're
just,
not. Yeah, they're more like just nah.
yeah.
Compared to this one, but all right, moving on to the next one. This one was a surprise by me. I did not expect this to be a good movie. I was surprised Jalen didn't have this on his list. Baby Driver. I absolutely loved this movie. It was a great movie, a great heist movie. It's a lot of 80s nostalgia to this because like it's like back in the golden age of movies is what it felt like. It's like back then when they could have like cool bank heist stories and stuff and an interesting plot, and it was just really good. And just I don't really know what to say about that. It's a really the cinematography, the score, like the soundtrack.
Dude, the
is so
soundtrack
cool.
was easily right next to Guardians.
And the action set pieces, and just the story itself, and the character, and like his affliction where he has this like tinnitus in his ear, and that's why he listens to music. He like drives the cars to the beat. It's a really cool, interesting heist film. You don't get a lot of these anymore. Like you get a lot of heist movies, but they're just really throwaways. You know, like at the end, the heist crew dies. The end, a cop's tracking him down. And this one, it's almost about he's in the heist crew, but he's not in there for the reasons you think. I'm not going to do it because there's a lot of spoilers in this movie, so that's all I'm going to leave it at. Great movie if you love action set pieces and 80s stuff. All right, the last two movies that are not on my list. So I have 6 movies. Because it's not out yet, I don't physically own it or whatever. Well, in the last movie on my list, Thor Ragnarok. I loved Thor Ragnarok. It was so much fun. It was just, I felt like I was being transported away, and actually, like, it felt like a movie I was wrapped into, and I wasn't like looking at the time. Because it was so funny. It was just lighthearted. It was colorful, action-packed. Everything a Marvel fan loves about these types of things. It was a really good movie. Great Thor movie. Great villain. There's not a whole lot to say about this. Great storyline with the Planet Hulk stuff going into play. I recommend it if you're an MCU fan. By far. That's about all I really have to say about that movie. And then for the last part on my list, I just recently saw this. This to me is more of a surprise this year, was Jumanji. Jumanji was my biggest... I actually really liked this movie. It was really fun. I went to see it with my mom and my uncle or whatever, and it was really interesting because it was just a really fun movie to go see. You can just laugh and stuff, and there's a lot of, gamer jokes. You're a gamer up there like we are. You'll understand. It was just a really interesting, colorful, fun adventure movie. It's a lot better than the trailers made it look. The trailers made it look awful. And I definitely recommend it. It was really fun to go see. It's nothing special, but for me, my list is about having fun, and that's what it was on there for. So
Yeah.
that's my 6 movies of the year I liked a lot.
Trey, what about you, man?
Oh, I guess it's my turn. I only have 2, to be honest.
Go for it.
Actually, I might only have 1 because the other one... Okay, I kind of like this one, but I kind of don't... I have to say it. The reimagining.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. The only thing I don't like about it, I swear, the guy that... I can't say his name, so I'm just going to say the guy that played Pennywise, he was trying way too hard to make him scary, to be honest.
I don't think he was trying hard. I think he was doing good acting.
Oh, he was doing good.
He should have done the Joker instead of Jared Leto.
Yeah. But like
Damn
at
you,
some
Jared Leto.
points, he was trying too hard. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. I
At some
think the way he was... Honestly, I find good
I see where you're
acting
coming
is when you, like, jump into the character.
Oh yeah,
Like how
Totally.
he was hidden away from the kid actors until they actually had to work together. I found that was really good.
Oh, yeah.
It
Funny
gives
too.
plus it does give the kid actors actual reaction.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
getting legitimate reactions from the actors is good for me.
Now, my number one out of this whole entire year, and it kills me that they put it in like a comedy category. I think the Emmys, I'm guessing.
Get Out.
Get Out. Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
Wait, they put that in a
yeah,
comedy category?
Yeah.
yeah, they did.
It should.
that
It.
was stupid.
It should have been
That was
horror, bro.
definitely not a
Like,
comedy.
like, it has a deep meaning under everything when you look at it.
Racism.
And like, it's one of those psychological movies. Of course it is. But like, it's very weird and original. It's also made by I forgot he's one of the fucking Key
Key
and
and
Peele
Peele.
brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jordan Peele.
he's one of them. Yeah, it's Jordan Peele. And like the best thing about it, it has a message that was good for the time of it when it
Mhm.
came out because it was about the riots, about minorities getting shot and everything. And the whole entire message of the movie is kind of the white oppression because spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, the whole entire family, to make them live longer and make their associates live longer, they were putting parts of their brain inside
Some
of
apocalypse
their,
type shit.
no, not really. They were just putting
Damn.
parts of their brain inside of their maids, helpers, whatever you want to call them, inside their
That
heads, so they can have ultimate control. But they act like they don't know anyone from the family.
Mhm.
the creepiest shit was, for me, like if you took a photograph, the person that like their body
Oh,
would
yeah.
react. They would like go back
Yeah.
to their older selves. It wouldn't
Yeah,
be
because the only reason why is because before they switch to brains and everything, they get hypnosis from the wife of the family, from the mother of the family, because she's a skilled a
hypnotist.
psychologist. Yeah,
Oh,
and she also does that. But like, and like the worst thing about it too, like the main character came from like a hellish backstory. Like he blames himself for his mother's death because she died when she was getting groceries at the store. She got hit by a car, if I remember, and he was
Yeah.
at home watching TV instead of going to look for her. And like he blames himself for that, and the psychiatrist just uses that against him. And then the biggest like shock is that like the whole like at first you just think it's just the mother.
spoilers!
That's what she's doing.
Spoilers!
Always said that, so by now they should already know it's a spoiler.
Oh, okay. No.
Like
All right, go ahead.
it's then you figure out it's the whole entire family doing it at the beginning of the movie. And again, just gonna go ahead and say spoiler.
The guys with
The guy with the
daughter
guy with the crusade.
of the-
Oh no, I'm not even talking about that. At the beginning of the movie,
God.
you see a guy get kidnapped with a guy with a crusader mask on.
Mhm.
And then later on in the movie, you see that mask again. It turns out it's the guy's girlfriend's brother that kidnapped the guy in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's all like from a like a comedian writer, something that dark and kind of twisted, but also powerful in meaning, is
I know-
great.
All right.
Wasn't there
And
another
I've heard
thing?
he's uh-huh. Yes, Tom?
Wasn't there another thing where I didn't watch the movie myself. I kind of like heard things. Wasn't there the guy that was abducted in the beginning of the movie? Wasn't he like the main character's friend and he sees him
Yeah.
like in the
Well,
house?
it's his
Or
main
older friend
it's the main
anyway.
character's yeah, it's the main character's best friend's friend that worked at a movie store.
Yeah.
And like what and like and then it also shows that like the daughter of the family was like, so the brother and the sister both had two
Wasn't
different
she,
ways
like-
of taking people. She was seducting them and the other one was kidnapping them.
That's just messed up in so many.
Exactly.
I can never. For some people, I will always wonder how do they come up with these scenarios.
Well,
in
to be
their
honest,
minds? And
I
there's
think
probably
don't quote me on this, but I think he said some of the inspiration came from the Manson family themselves. because
Oh,
that's actually
off
some of the
topic.
shit they did.
Completely 100% off topic, but I cannot wait for Quentin Tarantino's next movie, which is based on the Manson murders.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't. What's it gonna be called?
I don't know. They're working on it right now, but it's gonna be amazing, dude.
Like, and also I heard like.
Oh yeah. Wait, this is sorry.
Yeah,
This
go
is
ahead.
also off topic. I just realized, and like I only listed 3 movies. A 4th movie that was also really good. I'm sorry, but The Hateful Eight. My
Yeah.
That
God,
movie is
was
Ah,
amazing.
fuck! I
that
forgot
movie-
about
The
that movie.
best 3 hours of my
movie-
life,
Love that
dude.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And like with the
I
Hateful Eight,
love-
it's a serious movie, but it has some comedy there.
yeah.
Oh,
I
it
love-
was
There's
very
a lot of
funny.
like disturbing though. There's a lot of
Yeah,
disturbing
there's some
things.
there's
Oh,
some
there's a lot of
disturbing
disturbing shit.
things.
Oh,
But
yeah.
for me,
Like the
I love
poison part.
movies like
Oh
yeah. Oh, that was
Poison.
disgusting.
Quentin
When,
Tarantino.
Threw up the
um,
poison and it went flying everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
my
But-
favorite. I love movies that like the spoilers. How like the whole gang was holed up in there and they murdered
kept-
everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
they set up. I love movies like it turns out like say they would add something that was never explained, but it has a meaning. It's there
Exactly.
on purpose.
Yeah.
I love movies that will do that.
Well, dude,
Like-
you cannot beat Quentin Tarantino though. Like honestly,
No,
no.
you can't. Quentin Tarantino is an amazing.
for real,
director.
man.
Like not gonna, but like, well, last thing I want to say about Get Out, I heard that Jordan Peele might actually be making another suspense movie
Well, I heard he might actually be making a sequel to Get Out.
or a sequel.
Yeah.
Another thing, by the way, I watched some of the different endings that they didn't put in.
Mhm.
One of them, wait, I forgot. At the end of the main movie, like the without any of the other endings, doesn't he? Spoiler alert! I'm just gonna keep saying this because it's a good movie. Doesn't he kill her at the end?
I don't.
Yes.
Because I can't remember.
I remember there was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
scene
yeah.
that he was talking about where it was a
He-
lot darker than the one that the movie had.
Yeah, because in the one that I saw, which was on YouTube, that like he took the gun that she had and popped her, and then just walked off, and just left her there.
Yeah, I forgot what exactly happened, but he did say there was
I think he
a darker
leaves.
ending.
I think he leaves her and knocks her out
Yeah,
and leaves.
that's. I mean, those movies are great.
I never saw Get Out. It sounded really. I never really got around to seeing it, but
Oh,
I
it's a
really
great
want to.
movie. If you want to, like the actors in it, I watched Cinema Sins, Tear It to
Yeah.
Pieces. To be
I
honest,
watched
they looked
Cinema Wins. That's
they
what I
had to
watched.
look way too. They looked way too hard at it. To be honest.
For me, I watch Cinema Wins, but it just explains the movie well. But for me,
Oh yeah.
Get Out is one of those movies that if you want to get like if you want a thriller / horror, watch that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like
Good.
to be honest, I'm white. It made me feel ashamed or just unsettled.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's what the
Unsettled.
point of the movie was. I think it was to like
Oh, I
just
know.
show like, and it's
The
easy.
white oppression.
Well, I mean, it's to show that from all like sides, you know. But it's easier
Oh,
to
yeah.
show that today in this society in this day and age because it's more like
Oh yeah.
it's you see it more. I mean, you know, it's more relatable.
Thank God it came out. Like, good thing it came out like beginning of this year, all because if it came out now, people would be bitching about it already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so many people
It's
would be so
fucking, it's
angry with you.
racist. It's showing whites are fucking horrible. It's showing all this
Dude,
bullshit.
I'm like honestly though, it's so true. Like I'm so sick to death of like everybody
People bitching
nitpicking
about
every
it.
single thing.
oh
Honestly,
yeah.
like you can find anything.
the
Oh, I
fucking
like
PC
milk.
era.
Oh wow, you like milk? Of course you like milk. Well, guess what? You're a freaking feminist. It's like
Yeah.
I just like
What?
milk, man.
Fuck, it's just milk.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
like
But how
orange juice,
fucking
bro?
utter.
Oh, you're racist.
You guys ready for the next topic?
Sure thing,
Sure.
man.
The biggest
do this.
surprise hit movie of 2017?
Like my biggest surprise
Let me
hit
just go.
I've watched.
Let me just go ahead with
I
this
can't
one
think of
because
the
it's
movie.
literally just Get Out and that's it. That's all I have to say is Get
For
Out.
me,
Well,
Baby Driver, and screw you, Matt. I was going to put Baby Driver on my list, but Baby Driver was a biggest surprise hit in my opinion because up until like 3 weeks before its release, I did not hear a single thing about this movie, and then I saw it a few weeks after it came out in theaters, and I was blown away, man. From the first 5 seconds of the movie starting, and he was in the car singing, dude, I was like, I'm gonna love this movie. And then 20 minutes in, when he's in his apartment singing with the guy there, I was like, dude, it's amazing. And like you said, Matt, earlier, the soundtrack, I mean,
And
it's
the action sequences.
it's
And,
so good,
oh,
and the action sequences so beautiful. I like how some of the gunshots were synced with the music, dude. It was
that was
Baby
so
Driver.
cool, yeah.
It was a great movie, and I'm hearing rumors that they might make a sequel for it, which I do not want
I
at
hope they
all.
don't.
I want this to stay an
No,
anthology
no.
story forever. I want this movie to be a cult classic that I go back to in 40 years and be like, that was a good movie. And it
Show my grandchildren it.
exactly,
I don't know.
dude. Baby Driver is gonna. I hope it
Yeah,
goes down in history as a
you don't
great
get very many.
anthology
You don't
movie.
get like, dude, like we don't get very many like we don't get very many
Classics.
classics anymore.
Yeah.
Like that will become classics.
It's
in
all
years to
about
come. And that was-
franchises
I
nowadays.
think it will become it. I think it will
Yeah.
become a classic. I really do.
Yeah, and I hope so, dude, because I remember Edgar Wright, which Edgar Wright by himself, he's just an amazing director. He writes and directs all of his movies. I think he did Scott Pilgrim versus the World, if I'm correct. But
love that.
every single
I didn't like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, but that's just me.
well, in my opinion, every single movie that he's made, I've enjoyed in one way or another, and Baby Driver is no exception, dude. It's an amazing, fun ride, no pun intended, and I just really enjoyed it.
Don, what's your surprise hit of the year that you weren't expecting to like?
Surprise hits?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like a lot of movies I watched this year that were goddamn amazing.
Yeah, was there anything you were worried about watching? I thought you wouldn't like, and then watched it like, oh
Or-
wow, I never really missed
or
out.
To be
movies that were
completely honest,
under the radar for you.
Alien Covenant. I felt like it was gonna be a little bad, just because like there's a little just things that I thought they wouldn't be able to explain. I was wrong. It's an amazing movie. I just like I said, I can go on and on about how this movie is an amazing movie and a masterpiece.
For me, I think I already mentioned it was Jumanji because I didn't realize I probably should just save that one for the hit. I wasn't really thinking. I forgot that we were doing a hit afterwards. So I guess I'll remove Jumanji from my previous list, put on here. I like Jumanji a lot. It really was a big surprise to me because I watched the original. I mean, I'm not honestly, I'm not too big of a fan of the original. I'm just not a Jumanji fan. I saw the sequel. I'm like, oh god, this one even looks worse from the trailers. The trailers did a really poor job of describing what the movie is going to be like. I'm going to be quite honest. They made it look like a Sony, they made it look like Ghostbusters, the remake. That's what they made it look like. Sony does not know how to make trailers well at all when it comes to what they're trying to make. Anyways, but Jumanji, it was just one of those movies. It was like a nice, fun popcorn flick. I actually expected it. There's a lot more to it. It's really fun just to go to, laugh with your family. Just there's a lot of gamer jokes in there you can get and stuff. And the cast was actually surprisingly well. It's just funny to see The Rock and Kevin Hart back on the big screen together because they have great chemistry when it comes to their movies.
Jack Black
back in
yeah.
an actual good
And
movie.
Jack
Yeah.
Black finally
Yeah,
back.
not
Yeah,
Goosebumps.
it's funny seeing him play like a teenage girl stuck in a man's body. That's kind of
Yeah.
funny because the whole purpose of the movie people don't know is these kids get teleported into a video game, so they're playing as their avatars. So you got the nerdy kid who's The Rock, you got the big tall jock guy who's playing Kevin Hart, and then you got the princess of the school who thinks she's all
Bitchy
that,
bitch.
Jack Black, the bitch. Then you got kind of the antisocial girl who's deep down really nice and caring, and she's playing the hot one. So it's like they're all playing their stereotypes in reverse. It's kind of funny how they do it. It was just I don't know. It was a really fun, enjoyable movie. It's just one of those things that I feel like it could honestly. I think it was better than the first one. The more I looked at it, I watched it, I enjoyed it more than the first one. This is my opinion. It was probably my biggest surprise. I thought it was going to be a disaster. You know what the saddest part is? It's gotten better reviews than The Last Jedi. And The Last Jedi wasn't on my list just because I didn't want to put it on my list, even though I loved it. I didn't want to put it on my list just because of the whole issues going on with it right now. Because I know there's a big, huge, indecisive crowd out there right now. I personally loved it. I'm with Jalen. I personally think people overlooked it.
The
Like,
Star
we
Wars
went-
community is divided right now just because of
Well,
it.
we went over it the last podcast. That's also why I didn't want to do it because,
Yeah.
like me and Jalen said, there's a deeper meaning to it. That's why I didn't put it on my list. I think I'd put it on my list so now I look back on it, but I definitely think Jumanji is a pretty big surprise of the year.
You guys
From like
ready?
even I already said like the Get Out is my like surprise. I want to talk about like my expectations of it. To be honest, when I first like heard about it and started watching it, I was sitting there waiting for like every other horror movie that came out in like 2016. How long is it until everything gets fucked up out of nowhere? To be honest, for Get Out, it builds very well.
Mm-hmm.
Like there wasn't a supernatural twist to it at all.
Oh
Like, there was
yeah,
no-
no.
Everybody thought it was a supernatural element to it, and it
Oh yeah.
never turned
Like
out to be
here
one.
comes the most thing that I love, even about the strangers, is how much stuff you can see in the background. So you know the whole entire party scene that's in most of the trailers for it.
Mm-hmm.
As he's walking around, if you look in the background very carefully, everyone's staring at him and staring at him hard, like they want him. For their like they go for the ones that are mostly in shape so they can do anything. So like they stare him down, and they actually have an auction. Believe it or not. for
Oh
him.
yeah.
It gets weird.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah. All right, man. Biggest fail in movies of 2017. I'm gonna start this one off. And man, I remember reading this book about a year and a half ago. I was really looking forward to this movie. Stephen King.
50 Shades Darker.
Oh.
I mean, it has the word
kidding.
dark in it. The Dark Tower. My God, dude.
Oh, I was waiting for you to say it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, the Dark Tower.
I'm not gonna lie,
I
dude.
know.
I didn't think the movie was as bad as people made it out to be. I thought Matthew McConaughey was a really good villain, and Idris Elba, I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah.
I thought he played a pretty good role too. It's just it was rushed. The whole entire thing was rushed, and I'm not saying it doesn't deserve the hate it got, because there was a lot of like just stupid scenes in that movie that were just completely pointless and useless, and they did change up the source material from the novel a lot. But as far as a movie based off a book, I mean, it was an okay movie. It wasn't anything special. I mean, it's a rainy day movie, dude. If you don't have any power and you have this movie downloaded or something, you should watch it. But just don't expect anything like Oscar worthy coming from it. So The Dark Tower is my biggest fail of 2017.
Hey, that's the best way to sum up any Matthew McConaughey movie.
Hey man, Interstellar was beautiful and great.
Yeah.
I just want to say something real quick. This is kind of not really off topic. Still on topic of movies. I kind of forgot about a lot of movies I also liked more than others I think I put on my list.
Oh,
Just to get them out there, Kong Skull Island. That was definitely one.
Oh
of them.
yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot about Kong Skull Island. And then, honestly, I liked Power Rangers. It was a fun movie.
Oh yeah, Power
So
Rangers
there.
was
That's
good
what I had to
too.
say.
I enjoyed that.
Power Ranger.
No more
So,
Power Rangers.
Oh, those are the two I forgot. That was just off topic. My bad. I forgot to say something about them.
All right, Don. What about you? What's your biggest fail of 2017?
Biggest fail?
Jesus.
Go ahead and say
cinematic about
Geostorm. Just let it out.
Geostorm
Power
would be a
Rangers.
fail.
To be honest, I didn't like the Power Rangers movie at all. To be completely
Dick.
blunt about that.
Hey, at least
I
he's
don't
being
like
Do you,
it.
do, you have any, do you have any reasoning? Do you have any reasoning to why you don't like it?
The acting.
Honestly, I thought the acting was pretty good. I ain't
I
gonna lie.
thought the acting was
Well,
pretty trash.
Well, okay, the only actor that actually made it out of there that actually showed
Was
up
the
in
Red
something
Ranger?
that was successful, yeah, was the Red Ranger because of he showed up in Stranger Things.
Yeah, one thing I did not like about
Yeah.
Power Rangers, dude, was how they made that. I think it was the Pink Ranger, like lesbian or
Yellow.
whatever.
No, Yellow was lesbian.
Oh, well, it was like I just feel like they threw that in there just because of like the current state of society right
Yeah.
now. And I feel like that was a complete waste of a character. I personally, and I'm not like bashing on people like that are gay. I'm just saying like, don't make your movies based on an agenda, you know. And that's why I see a lot of movies and even video games are going for and I'm not saying it's bad that you have all these female leads and stuff. I think it's great, bro. More women, more power, you know. But just don't force
women
it,
more
you know. Don't force transgenders. Don't force gay. It's whatever. But I just think a lot of movies are losing their fans by doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's only two movies that I know have got away with it, and that's Brokeback Mountain
Well,
and
Yeah, but-
well, that was
and Dallas Buyers Club, which both are books.
Yeah, that's also because they're based on
Yeah.
real events. But
Yeah.
all right. So, Dom, name more. Is that the only one you have? There's only one that's fine because I have a couple.
I would say biggest letdown.
yeah.
I'm gonna get like so much flack from this. I know that.
Justice League.
This personal opinion. No.
Damn it.
Personal opinion. I can see if Matt's just gonna like nail me in the jaw for this.
Oh yeah. What's it gonna
Yeah.
be?
Last Jedi.
It's a good movie. It's good. It's just I expected
God damn,
more.
spit it out.
Expected more from this movie.
Guardians.
Kong Skull Island.
Oh, rip.
How? Okay, okay.
I'm
If
with
it's the
Dom
alternative,
here.
Okay.
I'm with Dom here.
Samuel
Dom-
Jackson,
Dom-
don't blame me.
No. Oh, no.
I was
Okay.
expecting
No
more.
offense though, Dom. You also like Godzilla 2014, where you don't even see Godzilla through the whole movie.
Yeah,
Shut
that's
up.
Till the end.
Shut up.
So-
It was a
Hey,
solid movie. You don't
Dude,
need the
yeah,
monster.
but dude, bro. Okay, you have to at least give it to this, all right?
It
They-
did
people
lead up
didn't
to a
s- no.
badass fight scene.
People didn't see them. People complain about the monster. Kong Skull Island gave you the monsters in your face. It was actually really. I liked it. It was fun. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
and
argue.
also it gave hope to the Monster Island and shit.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
bringing them back. Cause to be honest, the fucking I grew up watching the old like cheesy ass Godzilla movies.
Yeah, same here.
I even owned Godzilla: The Final War, and I watched it just to laugh at the bad acting, but sit there and all the best
That's racist.
best
I'm sorry.
fucking like Godzilla fights. By the way, you know the 2005 Godzilla movie?
Yeah.
That's a lot of fish.
Just let's just say in Final Wars it shows let's just say Godzilla just pushes it over and just explodes and walks off. By the way,
Oof.
great fight.
All right.
I remember watching Mecha Godzilla vs. Godzilla. Jesus, that was something.
I remember
Alright.
seeing like King Ghidorah and then like the Return of King Ghidorah.
Oh yeah, Return of King Ghidorah. Jeez,
Yeah.
that was.
Oh.
All right. For my two biggest disappointments of the year, I have two of them. So honestly, I had hope for this, but obviously after watching it, I'm like, you know what? It's enjoyable, but what I really want a series out of that, and that is Baywatch.
Oh no.
Okay, it's a fun comedy to watch, but after that, it's just a bad
For me,
story.
I
Bad-
don't want comedies having sequels. Is that bad?
Well, I'm saying like no. Anyways, I compared it to 22. I compared it to 21 Jump Street. The pretty much trying to 21 Jump Street Baywatch, and it didn't work. It was a really big letdown. A lot of penis jokes and just a lot of stupid like run-of-the-mill humor jokes you'd see. I feel like The Rock just kind of phoned in his like acting too. It was a nothing special. It's just if you ever see it, like pick it up for like $5. That's as much as I recommend it
Well,
to
the
you.
thing is about it, man. That's also what the TV show was like.
Well, yeah, no, it wasn't a comedy. The TV show was actually legit like a drama. They just turned this into a comedy. They 21 Jump Street it. Like 21 Jump Street was a drama.
Like a really serious drama, or not as serious,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. But then they turned it into a comedy.
But I don't know. Baywatch for me, it was just a really forgettable movie of the year. Like it's there, you can watch it, but at the end of the day, like that's it. And then for me, dear God, Michael Bay, stop pumping out Transformers movies for crying out loud. Transformers: The Last Night. This I don't even have any words for what this movie is. Dude, it just sucks to see something like so good as Transformers used to be. 1 and 3, not 2. 2 sucked. But Last Night is pretty close to
Dude,
2 levels of
that's
suckage. It was really, I don't know, dude. The Last Night
is
to
it-
me, terrible plot points. Just it's honestly kind of sexist. They always in every one of these Transformers movies, there's always a hot woman who has to freaking get saved. by the main guy, and then they end up, loving each other in the end. And then there's always like the Transformers humor, and then there's also stereotypes. It's just I don't know what Michael Bay is doing anymore, dude. Like there's a black
Much
Transformer who
laughing,
wears
Skidmark.
chains. No, dude, there's a black Transformer with dreadlocks in this that wears chains and talks about popping caps in people's asses and living in the hood. I'm sorry, like, I get it, it's humor, but I don't know. I find it kind of insulting. It's kind of like
It's racist.
it's
humor.
racist. It's like it's just I don't know. It's just
That's not gonna pay for you.
no,
Yeah.
no. I'm not saying he's an awful like film person. I'm just like his movies. Like Transformers as a film franchise, it looks amazing. Like visual wise, it looks great. But I'm just they're all the same at this point. Just like stop. Just what's the point of
only
making
one
them
that-
more?
The only one I
Goose
think
Moon.
that wasn't the same was Age of Extinction. All because
like
of the
Dark of
fucking
the Moon.
all
No,
because of the Dinobots.
I look at them all the same just because
one.
it's like an end of world scenario.
I don't know,
It's
bro.
always that.
Just Baywatch and Transformers: The Last Nights just didn't cut. I mean, like they're fun movies to watch, but they just didn't cut it for me. They were just I'm just getting kind of sick of the same Transformers, you know. And I'm just sick of these cash grab comedies.
Yeah.
So
To be
that's what I have to really say about it.
to be honest, I don't really have one, but I'm just gonna go and say one that I don't know if you guys have seen it because I've just been hearing a lot of shit about it, so I'm just gonna put it as mine.
Mhm.
Snowman.
The Snowman.
I didn't
Oh.
see it. I heard.
Wait, isn't that
Oh,
the
yeah.
Michael Fassbender like?
Yeah.
He's a
like-
detective.
Dude,
I heard. I got so hyped for that, but I heard it
I'm
was
hearing a lot
really
of shit
bad.
about it.
dude,
Yeah.
I
I'm
saw
hearing
the
a lot of shit.
trailers. I was so excited for this movie. Like, and the source material, like, it just sounded like an amazing film. And Michael Fassbender, like, that it was an extra cherry on top, you know. But then I heard so many reviews that it was like, and
Boring. I heard it was boring.
yeah,
That's
and the thing
major
is,
issue.
the book, like, there's like a lot of books about the story itself, but what they did, they took like right in the middle of the story out of all the books, they smashed it into like a short movie, rushed everything, and then didn't explain like half the stuff. So
Well, dude, that's what they did with Dark Tower. Dark Tower, they turned a 12-book series into one movie.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Oh
12
yeah. Hang on.
Books into one film. Like how?
I have another one. This one actually pissed me off. I didn't see it, but I've been reading reviews and actually like shit about it. And I've been reading like the script and everything for it because I actually found it somewhere. Someone sent it to me. Fucking Leatherface.
I saw that Texas Chainsaw movie, or I didn't see it, but I heard about it. I mean,
Like
it's,
it's supposed to tell us a backstory, but all it is just another Texas Chainsaw movie. It's just he's a kid.
yeah.
Like it
It's
doesn't
just-
show what fucked him up so badly.
It's just to me.
Of course,
I
it's
feel like
Texas.
Hollywood's just running out of ideas. All it is nowadays, again, is just freaking superhero films, franchises, reboots, and comedies.
Yeah.
And
That's all
serial killer
Hollywood
movies.
is. Not even that anymore. Like those are
Actually,
like
no,
don't think it's
TV
not
show,
good
and
TV
ones.
show
What am I saying?
adaptations of movies.
Yeah. Like,
I don't. It's just.
got a question, Jalen.
What's-
Did
There's always those
Get
original
Out even
movies,
win a
but-
Grammy or something? Not Grammy. Maybe?
I mean, the Academy Awards isn't till next month, so we'll find out
Oh.
in January.
The it's up for an Oscar, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I
no,
think so.
I think it's not. Yeah, I think it's been nominated in the comedy category.
Yeah.
Which-
How is it
Yeah.
a comedy?
It
I don't
pisses
know
me
why
off.
it's a comedy.
It
Because
pisses
the
me
main
off.
character's best friend is the comic relief.
God damn it.
Like
Alright.
he's basically like what's his name from Ant-Man.
Oh, Louise.
that-
Michael
Yeah.
Pena.
He's basically Louis.
Get
acts the
this
same
man a
way.
movie.
You guys ready to move on
What?
to the second to last topic? Because we're approaching 2 hours here.
Oh, okay.
We're at
Yeah,
an
sure.
hour 50. So, the second to last topic, movies we are looking forward to in 2018. Then after this, games we're looking forward to in 2018.
Infinity War.
For me, Annihilation is easily my my highest movie I'm looking forward to, but it's up there. The reason I'm looking forward to Annihilation so much is because the person that wrote and directed Ex Machina wrote and directed this, and Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson, Oscar Isaac. Come on, dude, what a cast that big. And the thing is, the trailer that they showed for this movie, it barely showed anything about the movie itself. It just showed its visuals and I can already tell, just like Ex Machina, this story is gonna be a psychological warfare, and you're just gonna go out, like come out the theater like messed up in the head because this movie's just gonna mess with you so hard. So I'm really looking forward to Annihilation. The next movie I'm looking forward to is, of course, the New Mutants. A lot of people are giving this a lot of slack, and I don't know why. I think the whole horror element on the X-Men is going to be amazing, and especially with, I believe, uh, Charlie Heaton. He's also in Stranger Things.
Yeah, he plays Jonathan Byers,
Yeah.
Bill's brother.
He's a great actor. I don't know about a lot of these other actors and actresses in this movie, but I hope he can deliver.
The girl that was in Split, I think's in it.
Oh,
The
yeah.
one that played the main actress in Split.
Okay.
That
Yo,
also
I
came out-
forgot about Split!
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I love Split too! That
That
was
was
a
a
good movie.
decent movie, even
That
though
was
it's
a good
movie.
Shyamalan.
No, another movie that I'm kind of hyped up for. I know it's like it's kind of on. We don't have a trailer yet, just because
Wait,
I'm.
are you about to say Venom?
No, I mean
Oh.
I'm kind of hyped up for that too. I'm not gonna lie. It's a Venom movie,
Uh-huh.
but Dark Phoenix.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, dude, the promotional
because-
picture for that looks amazing.
Yeah, and plus, but from like I heard, me and Matt were talking earlier, and
Mhm.
Matt said something about it revolutionizing the like X-Men series.
Apparently,
I
the
really-
genre of the superhero genre, supposedly.
I really hope they like pull through with that, because honestly, the performers from Michael Fassbender, I forgot his name. I just had it in my head.
The guy that plays
Whoever played Professor X.
It's hold on, what the heck's his name? It's freaking
Wait, the old one or the new one?
McAvoy, James
James
Yeah,
McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
He and all the newer, like the guy that plays Scott Summers, Nightcrawler, Jean, they're all spot on with their characters for me, and I'm just
Yeah.
really hyped to see what happens with Dark
Mhm.
Phoenix, which
Yeah.
that could be the last like X-Men movie we're
X-Men,
getting
X-Men.
for a little while. Yeah.
Until like
Yeah,
Disney does something with the
Until
franchise.
until
they
until they're
do.
introduced into the MCU.
Like I said,
Yeah.
Or introduce them to the X-rated MCU, which I can also see that happening because of Deadpool.
No,
Yeah.
they wouldn't. Well, I don't know if they wouldn't put X-Men in the R-rated section of the MCU. They put that definitely in the PG-13 like Avengers element to it. Deadpool will be the R-rated section. Daredevil and
Well,
Punisher will be
yeah.
R-rated. Trying to think of other R-rated
If
projects
they
they
do
could
a cable,
have.
if they do a cable movie, to be honest,
Blade,
what does cable do?
Blade, and he's a time
Cable's
traveler.
like, yeah, he's a time traveler from the future.
Um,
can I finish my list?
okay, well, movies I guess I'm looking forward to.
Okay,
maybe
I want
next
to finish
year,
my
I'm-
list. I didn't even finish.
Oh, well, Dom started talking about his list.
I
Sorry.
still have like 3 movies.
Oh, my bad, Dom. Sorry, I thought you were done. 'cause
I'll
Dom
go
started talking
fast.
about
I'll go
his
fast.
X-Men
So
list.
I'm also looking forward to the New Mutants, and I'm also looking forward to Avengers: Infinity War because that's a no-brainer, dude. We've been building this up for 10 years now. This movie's gonna be absolutely amazing. Not only the visuals, but it's all shot in IMAX 3D. So I cannot wait for Infinity War. I also cannot wait for Deadpool 2. That movie's gonna be awesome. Summer of 2018. And finally, Sicario 2. If you haven't seen Sicario, watch Sicario. One of the best drug cartel Mexican border movies. It's just easily one of the best movies. And Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin, just amazing actors in that movie. And they're not going to fail to deliver on Sicario 2. So those are the movies I'm looking forward to in 2018.
All
I
right,
guess it's my
wait, Dom.
turn.
Wait,
My-
no, I haven't even done my turn yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Matt,
Wait,
go
Dom,
ahead.
are you doing your turn or are you done?
Nah, that's all. That's all. I got. Infinity War and.
So for me coming up, I have a few movies I'm really excited for. I have Black Panther, I'm like hyped for. Infinity War, Deadpool 2, obviously the comic book type of movies. And then also next year, what the heck was that other movie I was thinking of next year that I'm like really, really excited for? Oh, what the heck was it? Hold on. I'm trying to remember what the heck it was. I had a big movie that was coming out. I'm really excited to watch. Oh, so yeah, and also Dark Phoenix. Then I'm also excited for Maze Runner Death Cure. Those are the
Really?
ones I'm excited for the most. Yeah, I
Honestly,
like Maze Runner. I like Maze Runner. I thought it was a good
I
series.
enjoyed the first one. The second one was kind of eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second one was but Death. Have you seen the trailer for Death Cure? It looks really good. I think it's gonna be a really good movie.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet.
So I guess
But
it's my
I
turn.
mean,
Oh wait,
trying to,
no.
yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that's coming out really next year. There really isn't, unless there's any other. Oh, Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's coming out next year. Forgot
Oh
about
yeah.
that.
The new Cloverfield movie is coming out next year as well.
Wait,
Oh yeah,
really?
except for that. Yeah,
Yeah,
new
I'm excited for
Cloverfield.
that.
and The Strangers. So
Yeah, sure. Interesting.
yeah, I'm gonna leave The Strangers to I almost called you Tyler.
Me.
Trey here.
Oh well, okay, that's an insult there, bud.
It was an accident.
You
I
realize that they probably sometimes watch these, right?
Yeah.
I don't care. If you remember
Yeah,
what
true.
Tyler said to me, the fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, if he's actually watching this, he says, well, I'm upset because I showed Jalen their YouTube channel. Yeah, if I'm upset, why the hell they're watching this? Yeah, okay. But like, for me, I'm very excited for Strangers 2.
Yeah.
All because it's the. To be honest, the first one horrifies me. All because I kind of live out in the middle of the woods myself,
Mhm.
and like it's based on a true story. And like, I watched I watched the interview with the director of the movie. He said how happened in his own neighbor. The story based it off happened in his own neighborhood. Like, he said a group of people would come to people's houses, ask people to see if they're home and everything, and then just break in if they're not home. But if they were home, they would leave until they fell asleep and then just break in. If they get caught, they slaughter them.
Dang.
But like, yeah. All right, hold on. But like with Strangers 2, it's gonna be set in a trailer park during a power outage. And the most best thing about the Strangers, at the end of the movie, you don't see who the killers are.
Yeah.
You never see their face, and they're mad. There's only three people in there. All three of them have their own separate masks. The man has the potato sack, which is very horrifying because he's the most one that shows up out of the two.
I mean, a thing of Jason. If I hear
Well,
potato sack,
another one has a China doll face, and I forgot the last one, which is kind of like more of an American China doll face.
Mhm.
You know, the porcelain look. But like, oh, what's another movie I'm hyped for?
Venom comes out in October next year.
True, Venom. New. I'm excited about New Mutants, not because it's an X-Men movie. More of I want to see what they can do
Mhm.
with a horror movie with the X-Men franchise.
Is it
'Cause
me
it's
or did
like,
that trailer look like did it look low budget? I don't know. The trailer
for me, it looked like a trailer that would be for like Evil Within, to be
it
honest.
looks like, I mean, just like the style, it looked like a very low budget movie. I was questioning that. I'm excited for it nonetheless, but it just looked kind of cheap. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'll be right back real fast.
All right.
Continue. I'm gonna be listening.
I guess we can move on to the next topic then. Video games we're looking forward to in 2018. So for me, at least, one of the video games I'm looking forward to playing this with a couple friends. A Way Out. It was announced at E3 this year. This developer making it is Hazelight Studios, which I never heard of personally, but EA is publishing it, so it might have some potential. It's running on the Unreal Engine 4, which is a pretty nice engine, but for some odd reason, this game does not look polished whatsoever. It's a third-person, split-screen, cooperative, multiplayer game, and literally you cannot play single-player. Everything's online. So I just thought like the idea of this game is pretty cool. Another game I'm looking forward to, and I'm just saying Sony's going to kill it this year. God of War. This comes out in I believe Q2 of 2018, so pretty early on in 2018, about spring break time. I never was really a huge God of War fan. You know, I mean, I played a couple of the games, but they just really never latched onto me because I feel like a lot of them were just the same thing over and over again, just different
Hack and slash.
scenarios. But they're really changing up everything in God of War, this reboot, and just the way it looks, the storytelling, I can really see that they're going for more of a Last of Us vibe with Kratos and his son, kind of like Ellie and Joel. So I really can't wait for that game either. Another game I'm really excited for, Red Dead Redemption 2, of course. Rockstar. I mean, it's Rockstar. They really never fail to disappoint. I just hope that this game doesn't get overlooked like the original Red Dead did, because I feel like a lot of people aren't excited for this game because GTA is just the big Rockstar title. Another game.
Yeah.
Another game I'm looking forward to is the final season of The Walking Dead Telltale Games. It's going to be great. I still need to play season 4, I believe, or yeah, I think that's season 4. A New Frontier. So I'm going to play through that and then play through the next season. And then the last game I'm looking forward to in 2018 is the Overkill Walking Dead game that Overkill made Payday 2, and just the first trailer from this game, I know it wasn't in-game footage, but it looked beautiful anyway, and I'm really excited to see what Overkill can do with The Walking Dead.
Oh,
The
yeah.
games for the next year, what I'm excited for is probably first of all the next episodes of the Telltale Batman series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they're on episode 3.
Yeah.
If I'm right.
4.
3.
Wait,
4?
I thought it was
Three.
4.
Three.
Wait,
They only
no,
did
3.
2.
Yeah, it's 3. Hang on.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what they're gonna have 4 episodes, right?
Yeah.
4 episodes, or is it 5?
Yeah, I think it's
I think it's
5.
4.
4 or 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if it's 4, I'm hyped for the finale, but if it's 5,
Because
then...
in 4 they have to explain how he gets out and everything and how he gets back into fighting, and then in
Yeah.
5 they have to explain how the fuck does John get so fucked up? Why does he break his mold?
Yeah. And also another thing that I'm kind of also hyped for is, like Jalen said, Red Dead 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's gonna get overlooked just because everybody knows Red Dead is probably it's up there with single player. Yeah, it's up there with single player games.
To be honest,
Because-
we're fast I hope they do a Undead Nightmare.
Yeah,
DLC for it.
Undead Nightmare was kind of fun, but
With a better story
Wait.
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you think of it, the multiplayer is just be fun. Knowing
Oh, yeah.
Rockstar, they're gonna go all out with their multiplayer with a
There's only
western.
one thing I kind of don't want them to do is
What?
I want them to do bank robberies, but I also want them to be hold up bars for money and everything like that, not just
You're-
heists like in
Yeah,
GTA.
you're probably gonna be able to hold up bars and stuff. Another game.
Oh, we're fast before you move on from Red Dead. Also, want there to be if they are gonna do heist things, I want there to be a heist where your characters become bounty hunters and you just have a list of bounties.
Yeah.
And then, at the end of it, it's one of you have a random bounty set on you that you have to complete, or you for either for the final heist for a Red Dead, for one of you to have a bounty on, and whoever survives the hunt for each other gets all the money or most of the money.
Yeah. Another game I'm also really hyped for is probably Spider-Man PS4.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
surprised I didn't hear Jalen talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hyped for it. It's gonna be good, to be completely honest. It's probably gonna change things up. It's gonna definitely because it's set more in when Peter Parker's older,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so that means he's gonna be more experienced. He knows what's up. He's probably been through a lot of big bads. He's 26, 25.
Yeah,
Around
he has to
that.
be. Yeah, he has to be
yeah, I think
almost
he's
close to his
25.
30s because Miles Morales is a teenager in this game.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
say. there's
I
also
think he's
Miles in it.
I think he's 28 or between 25 and 28.
Yeah.
But he's probably fought Venom. He's probably fought Carnage too. That opens up so
Well-
many villains.
Well, Dom, this is my theory for it. I don't think he has fought
Anti-Venom.
no, wait.
Oh
I thought whenever Venom gets hit by Mr. Negative, that's how
no,
splits off.
Carnage is its own symbiote that was
made from. Yeah.
symbiotes. They give birth to different symbiotes. It doesn't. It's like a.
True. I guess.
Its
I guess.
own. It just needs a host to give birth to another
Like, I got a
symbiote.
question. What's the
Yeah.
opposite of anti-venom? What symbiote is that? Isn't that like
Anti-venom. Venom
yeah,
is it like
like
Venom?
anti-venom wants to get rid of all the symbiotes besides itself, and I know
Yeah,
there's one that wants to spread, that wants itself to spread.
Red. It's the
Isn't
one
that
that
like not venom, like toxic?
it's no toxin.
Toxin. Yeah.
Toxin's kind of toxin. Like the person that has had the toxin symbiote
Mhm.
keeps it in check. Toxin's like a child.
Oh.
It wants to feed and play.
Huh. Like, I
That's
know there's one
Toxin's
that wants to
personality.
spread, and I know it's not venom.
It's not Venom, nor I don't think it's Carnage either.
Yeah, it's not Carnage. Carnage just wants to kill everything in its wake.
Yeah, Carnage is just
I might actually look that up while you're talking about the rest of your list.
yeah. Another game I'm probably really hyped for, and I forgot the name. That's fun.
What was it about?
What's it about?
It's a game. I don't know if Jalen said because I wasn't paying too much attention. I was playing R6, but it's like a prison break game. It's like it's a multiplayer prison break
A
game.
Way Out.
Yes, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I have been
Yeah,
sitting here talking to myself this entire last 15 minutes
Nice job.
because that mic was muted.
Rip.
Yep.
Chat for Matt.
Nice one.
Yep.
Oh yeah, off top. Just to be a little off topic. Did anyone hear about the Old Republic? I mean, we know Star Wars is getting a Netflix series, but it's gonna be Old Republic. Anyone hear about that?
No, I haven't heard about that.
Um,
Why would Disney put their Star Wars series on Netflix when they're launching their own streaming thing in a couple years?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just they're probably gonna put it on Netflix and like
Take
a
off.
few years once they got. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool though. Might be like Clone Wars or Rebels. All right, Matt. What about you? What's
But yeah.
your games you're looking forward to in 2018?
I'm looking forward to a lot of the ones you guys said. I'm looking forward to A Way Out, Spider-Man PS4. I'm really looking forward to Detroit Become Human. The first
Oh,
one actually
bro,
said
how did I
that.
forget about that?
I'm excited for that. That looks really good.
Yeah,
Red Dead 2, obviously. Last of Us 2, if it comes out in 2018.
Yeah.
Because we don't know yet. So if it comes out, then obviously Last of Us 2. And then there's Overkill's Walking Dead. Excited for. I'm excited for Wolf Among Us Season 2, Telltale. I'm excited for Walking Dead Season 4 of Telltale. And I'm also excited for a game called GTFO. It looks really cool. It's about like these people. It's about people who made Payday helped make this one also. It's about like these. It's almost like what Aliens Colonial Marines should have been. You're like a group of 4 people in co-op play, and you have to go down to these mine shafts to retrieve an object. And you like use futuristic weaponry and tech. So you're going down to these mine shafts, Jalen. The darker down you go, it gets darker and darker and stuff. And then there's these creatures down there that stalk you. They slither on the walls. And then there's herds of them, like hordes that just chase you through the mines.
screw that.
Like legit falling over each other. It looks really terrible.
It's
It's pretty
also-
much like what Aliens Colonial Marines should have been. It looks really fun. It's like 4-player co-op.
Even to
I
add
cannot
to that,
wait.
even to add to that thought, like in Colonial Marines, you know the you know the xenomorphs that just sit there because they're blind, so they just sit
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those.
They're also in GTFO. Like in the trailer, if you see in the trailer when they say there's some sleepers and looks over to the left, those columns, those are all like them right there. They're just asleep.
Honestly, I want there to be an alien game that can pull it off. Like,
Oh yeah.
I want a game like GTFO.
Isolation was good.
Aliens, yeah. Isolation like captured that horror feeling of an alien.
Of the first one.
Yeah, but I want there something to be like showing aliens,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Colonial Marines, like seeing aliens do act like that. They will go over each other. It's animal. They're animalistic
Animals.
creatures. Yeah, they
Like
will.
if a jaguar and a spider.
Yeah, kinda.
without the webs.
Like, they will do anything to make sure their race survives.
Hmm.
Like,
But it's,
I
but
remember.
it's more of a hive mind too.
Yeah,
not
it's
just-
a hive mind. They're all connected to each other. Like, I remember in AVP, they had to kill one of their own so they can release their queen. And there was there was no resistance from that alien because it will do whatever to make sure its hive survives.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like
What about you, Trey?
I just want.
oh, me?
Yeah.
I have a whole entire list for this shit.
Oh God.
Oh, don't take too
Hi.
long because this video is going to take forever to
I
render.
try not to. Alright, so my biggest one is FromSoft's next game, which they haven't even gave a name to it. They just only have a quote, which is Shadows Die Twice.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one to
Prey
say about that
2.0.
one.
No, what? No.
What?
No,
No.
FromSoft people like Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
No, never mind.
They haven't even given a name to it for me to be hyped about it yet.
Well, I heard it might be Bloodborne too.
Yeah, but they have already said it's gonna be a new IP, something they haven't done before.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, rip.
which I'm very excited for. I'm also hyped for DayZ coming out.
If it comes out.
It's already been announced.
Yeah, dude. Wait. Yeah, Daisy's been announced for PS4. Oh, I forgot about Daisy. And I've also forgot. Also added my
Force.
list, Trey. DayZ and freaking Days Gone. I forgot to add that to
Oh
my
yeah,
list.
Days
Well,
Gone,
Days
DayZ.
Gone. Oh, wait, oh yeah, that does come out next year. I was thinking about Death Stranding.
Oh.
No, Days Gone is
Yeah.
the one I'm excited for.
Yeah.
Now, here's something I'm very excited for, and I know you guys are probably tired of me fucking talking about this. Is the forest. Because it
There it is.
captures, like, think about, what's that movie? It's a famous ass movie. It's like Castaway with cannibals.
With cannibals. Yeah.
But like, the thing about the cannibals, they act kind of human. They will stalk you to see if you do anything dangerous, but they will immediately attack you though, if they get close to you, or if you get close to them. But here comes the most like weird thing about it, and the most sadistic thing about it. They're not just cannibals; they're also mutants. Because if you go down into the caves, they have monstrosities of flesh, basically. Like, there's one that's like a spider. It's like female torsos with one head and 8 legs all around it.
It's pretty hot.
And now here comes something that people are gonna bitch about, and I don't blame them. Kind of. There are babies in the game that will attack you, and you actually have to kill them.
You say fetus. I heard that.
They also kind of they look like they resemble a fetus badly, like they're premature babies,
That's hot.
basically. But they're savage as fuck.
They're savage.
Well, bro, if a fetus
They-
is
they
running
know
at
how
me
to
trying to
roast
kill
the
me,
fuck
then yes, I'm
out of
going to
savages.
kill it. That's
Oh
justified.
yeah, but like the thing about it is, and also it has a story that has even some people have found the way in the alpha how to finish the story. It's you plane crash on a abandoned island, of course, cannibals and everything, but the cannibals take your son,
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to find your son and what happened to the rest of the crew aboard and plus escape. And one of the most amazing things about it, it captures what it is.
Just
Oh, you can. It captures what it's actually like. Like, you have to hunt, you have to build log cabins, shelter, traps, everything, walls.
yeah, like,
There's only one thing I don't like.
wait, you can just beat the game off the bat by building a boat and paddling away.
Kind of. It's just you have to do a lot of stuff first. You have to
Another
get
game.
like
There's
a
a,
motor.
I know
Like,
this isn't a game that's probably not gonna be coming out to like console. It may never actually come out to console. I want Subnautica to come to console.
Oh yeah.
I want that.
Oh, guess what? It's on the Xbox.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
More of a reason to go.
Yeah, but guess what? You're missing Spider-Man PS4,
Yep. Yeah. B.
and you're missing a lot of these games playing with us, A Way Out,
Yeah.
all these really fun games you're missing
Easy.
out on, dude.
I could just get my Xbox for my birthday. That's just it. though.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep your
Why don't you just
PlayStation.
do it
Just
then?
get your Xbox.
Yeah, Tom,
That's what I'm
keep your
doing with my
PlayStation.
VR and probably my Switch too. I'm just gonna wait for my birthday just to get both of them.
Yeah, bro, come on, man.
I'm probably have to get a Switch from my birthday money, but besides that, yeah.
You guys want
I'll
to...
put
call this one to a close because we're almost at 2:20.
Yeah.
Hang on real fast. I'm trying to think of one last game. Oh, two more.
No, shut up. Shut up. You're gonna go like take another hour.
I'm not gonna explain them that much. Far Cry 5
That much.
and Shadow of the Colossus, which
Oh god.
a beautiful
Oh god.
game. That's all I have to say about it. It's basically The Last Guardian, but instead of becoming friends with it, you actually have to slaughter it.
It's nice.
Okay then.
All right. Well, 2 hours and 17 minutes. We're looking like, guys. We all appreciate you for tuning to the podcast. Last one, 2017. It's been a pleasure, guys. We're gonna keep doing these in 2018 because you guys enjoy them. We like making them. These conversations, man. So, any last words, guys?
Have a happy New Year and
Marvel's
have a
better
great
than
2018.
DC.
Okay.
Nah,
I'll
From
go with
our
that.
family
Wait,
to
did you just say
yours.
Marvel?
Keep your
Wait.
dreams wet.
joking.
No, he's not. He's serious.
I'm not joking. I'm being
Rest in
serious.
peace.
Okay.
Happy New Year's, guys.
Well, you
I
really
like
are.
him equally. I like him equally.
No, you don't. Stop lying.
I
Yeah.
like him equally.
Peace out.
Equality.
Peace out.
Pizza.
Quality.
Pizza.